Welcome back. Folks, sorry for the wait. We were just making sure we had everything set up correctly. Guys, let me know if we're coming in loud and clear over the airwaves. Guys, thank you for coming to watch StevieMillPlays. We have some familiar cast and a new player. So playing as Irving, the avian monk. Caleb Spurge is playing drum. The Namekian bard and the ever present Leon.
Welcome back.
Sprinkles, the Khajiit rogue. We're going to have a new character. It's Nehemiah. This is going to be a character that's going to be coming in probably at some point in the session tonight. So while you're getting your information put on there, we will go ahead and get started. So again, as far as the background music, I don't want it to be too loud, and so let us know if is that Evie-san? Hey, so let me know then. Let me know if you can hear us okay. Welcome back. Well, thought for sure you were going to put something in the chat there.
Welcome back.
So where we had left off was the trio of adventurers, Irving, Drum, and Sprinkles, had been given a mission by the Prince of Hamelin himself. There with the prefect, there was that scene that played out in the castle throne room, where you spoke well with him, and he had given you a new charge or a new mission. You were set to head north to the coast, where there was an outpost that had once been controlled by Hamelin Castle, but now it's been taken over by Ogre raiders, led by an Ogre Taskmaster, Veditt Ovanen. He sent you north, and it took about a day and a half's worth of travel to get here, to the point to where they were creeping up over a bit of a grassy patch to where they were able to look over, and as the ocean was splayed out before them, they saw the encampment there. It was really just a big longhouse with a couple of houses around it, with the holding pens, adjacent long, and then what looks like a big dirt sand spot that's etched out with must be at least 10 ogres. And some of them have the big clubs over their backs or axes at their hips, but they're all just and some of them have makeshift armor on, or whatever rags or whatever makeshift clothes that they're scrambling together, because they all look pretty pretty rough in that sense, but most of them are armed, and they're all just sort of trolling around, some in groups, some standing around a fire in the middle of the big sand circle there, and a lot of them are just kind of milling around as the three of them crept right over the top and just looked down on the whole thing. So that was where we had set off last, and so as the three of you again are poring over all the little details, taking in, and the orcs again, big, muscular, wide-shouldered. Some of them are bald, some with the traditional looking, just a single ponytail. Other ones with a bit of a flaring mohawk of ogre hair, all stylized, but all walking around, grunting at each other. Occasionally you see one or two of them going up to the holding pens, which look like there are people in there, dwarfs, some humans, some elves. They're all just sort of penned up in there, and they come up every once in a while and hit their weapons up against the outer wooden pieces and kind of balk them a little bit to make them cringe, because they're all shirtless and hardly wearing anything in there, greasy haired, all super tan, as if they spent too much time in the sun. They all look, either overworked or overfought. You're not sure if they're there to do work for them or to combat each other. So we'll give it to the group as far as what kind of action you want to take, as far as how you want to enter.
Can I see the leader, Veditt Ovanen?
Veditt Ovanen? You don't see anyone that looks bigger or scarier, so as you kind of gaze over the smaller section of houses there, and the longhouse that sits in front of it, if he isn't out here visible, he's either away from camp or he's in one of those buildings.
Okay. How many ways in and out are there?
There are no gates. There are no fences.
Okay.
It's just houses within.
Just a makeshift group of houses here. Longhouse, open section in the middle, holding pens really up against where the sand would start and the grass would get really craggy before it broke down into the beach, the ocean behind it. Again, it was a northern outpost, literally on the ocean itself.
Okay. I guess you guys want to try to maybe see if we can unlock the prisoners first?
That's kind of what I was thinking, but the way that I'm picturing it, we're here, houses here, prisoners here.
Is there any way to sneak up to the prisoners?
Because,
So if you took a wide berth around the outer perimeter, I mean, you're pretty far up now, up the glade, where you can look down over what must be 50, 60 yards to see where it starts.
Okay.
If you kept a wide berth one way or the other, you would eventually get to a place where you could creep around and go perhaps up along the beach if you were to try to sneak from one of the angles behind where the pens are. But that would just come down to how much time you wanted to take to give yourself as much distance as you thought possible.
I don't know. I feel like we shouldn't do that now.
yeah.
Maybe we should just try to
I mean, that's
sneakily kill as many people as we can until we have to find them all.
it is the middle of the day.
Oh, we can't sneak that well.
Yeah. Level ones.
Should we wait till night?
I mean, if we spend all that time walking, it would be nighttime anyway.
We'll get closer to it. Yeah, I guess.
so-
I'd have a better time.
So we'll have
Hmm.
two advantages of sneaking up and having it be dark by then.
All right. Yeah. Let's try to do that.
Okay.
So yeah, wide
And
berth.
so in committing to let a good amount of time go by, you want to spend that time walking a good distance down out of view, still on the higher graded area. And then once they're out of sight, basically, you would make the quick cut down to the beach and then walk along the water until it begins to come into view. Is that, so you're waiting for, are you waiting for dusk or are you waiting for nighttime?
Guess we wait for dusk.
Yeah,
that
probably
works.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. So then actually a good considerable amount of time will pass as they're walking. See your character sheet, if I may. Thank you. She should have done this on the stream to start. Just got to record all this stuff anyways. So, what a character. So I'm going to put... If you want to draw your guy over here in this spot, you definitely can. That's so encouraged. I'll tell you what. So, yep, slime bar, put that right here. So, yeah. Those some stats. Them some stats. He put in his HP bar. He put the word low.
I didn't have an exact number, so I just assumed it would be
That's
low.
funny. It is pretty low. It's pretty low. It is 10.
This is double digits.
It is.
It is, but you know the majority of enemies you'll face right now are dealing damage to players in D4s or D6s. So maybe, you know, if it came down to it, maybe you could.
A multi-hit could be scary.
Yes, and well, it's gonna start out for you. I'll see it a little differently, but no armor, no weapons. As far as AP, we're gonna give you.
I'm also gonna go to glasses that are always slipping off. His name is Slippy.
Nice. I'm not picturing him. Okay. Yeah. So during this time, you know, the three of you again, you're just walking down until the outpost is completely out of sight, and that it didn't take but 30 or 40 minutes. But then as you make the and it's not even that far. You know, at this point it's about 70, 80 yards. But you know, a lot of it is that thick, craggy grass that's right there at the edge of the beach, towards that very tall. That would almost kind of cut you if you weren't feathered or furred or, wearing, and actually it may even cause you an issue then because it's that thick craggy grass right there on the shore, and it's so tall and almost bladed that as you're kind of walking through it, just stings your legs. But once you get all the way to the shore where the ocean is now, and now it's where the rhythmic sound of the waves smashing against the sand and the constant kind of breeze coming off of the ocean. Turn, and as the three of you start trudging back up from the direction you came, it's a little slower going because you're walking in that sort of half-wet sand right there on the water. So you're just like, maybe it could be good training, but it's gonna take a while. Well, shoot, maybe you will show up in time to be on the battle board. Okay, well, we can... That's how well they do against him. That'll be a good...
I hope he can be there.
Here comes a new challenger.
Slipping in.
Bro. So great. So, like HP in this game isn't really that much either, but... Tis what it is. Okay... You get the board ability. Okay. What a skill. Alright, so let's give you... Alright, 3 skills. There's your character card. Pretty basic, being that you're, well, a slime. So, being a slime, we're going to say your character starts out not too far away from actually, from this encampment. But being a slime, you're just sort of hopping along, say, along the open, grassy stretch of plain. You actually were out today looking for something in particular. So as you're kind of bounding along, it will say if you want to use a, you want to pick out a miniature to use for your character, you definitely can. Oh, watch your phones. So as you're bounding along, you were looking for a slime knight that you had met just a couple of days before. Who seemed to be pretty impressed by your musical abilities. He said he'd never seen a slime that could, let's go. Never seen a slime that could not only cast a little bit of magic, but could make music come out of your body, which, again is so uncharacteristic. He said he wanted to come back and see you the next day. Well, that was yesterday, and he didn't come back. So as you're bounding over to a place by the road that he agreed to meet you at 2 days ago, you've always known to take caution when approaching a road. Being a slime, if any wayward adventurer should stumble upon you on the road, your life would almost certainly be over. Such is the nature of a slime. So you generally stick to the forests and the deep lands, not going near main roads, really, unless you're trying to just cross it quickly. Again, the life of a slime. You just can't be too careful out there. But as the road approaches, up ahead, you stop for a second, and just like you'd always learn from when you were a little slime, you take 10 breaths to look all the way up as far as you can, look all the way down as far as you can, so make sure that there's no adventures. They're level 1 slimes out here, again, that's just... So hopping, you start hopping quicker and quicker and quicker, and actually if you want to roll a d6, go ahead.
Yeah, you go for it.
A 2. So as you start hopping, as quickly as you can to get towards the road, there's always that bit of a feeling that hits you like what would be adrenaline, because you're getting so close to the road now, and you just know as you get all the way up to the edge of it now, and you quickly your slime head. What color are you? First of all, what color is your slime body?
Oh, gray.
Say
Just gray.
gray.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A gray slime?
The dullest shade of gray.
No, man, that's a good omen. So yeah, as you look one way and then the other, you see no adventurers going down this way. No adventurers going this way. The coast seems clear. So hopping across the road. You get over it, and then as soon as you get over across it, you roll another d6. You want to put it in the tower, or even in the box. Being a 3. Nice. So as you start hopping as quickly as you can to get all the way to get across, so another monster like yourself actually comes into view. It's a Drakey, right? You recognize them because they're like a floating bird, right? But it's got a dark blue body and sort of big blue eyes. And so as you're hopping up to it, it just starts sort of flapping in the air. It's like, and it speaks to you in its Drakey tongue, which of course you can understand because you speak monster. It goes, Drakey, which means, did you just cross that road?
I try to say back to him in like a similar Draken slang. I did it very easily. in like a 4/4 tone, like a very sing-songy fashion.
Nice, yeah.
And I stretch out my arms to like look like wings like his.
Oh, yeah, there is a move that you have. Whenever you enunciate a move, you can use Mold, which doesn't cost any AP, and lets you roll a 1d6 for it.
All right.
So yeah, as soon as you say that you're going to take that motion, go ahead and roll the 1d6 to do Mold. That is a 6.
Oh,
roll it again.
Again.
So on the 6, you, they come right out of the side of your body right away. As you're like, oh, you know me. I did it quite easily.
Nice.
Drakey's like, well, I was thinking about crossing over there, but I don't think that I should. It seems it's awfully nervous about going up to that road.
If you want, I could ride along with you. We could cross it together.
And the Drakey says, really? You would do that? We'd be adventurers are surely not going to show up, but if they did, I would certainly feel a little better, having someone else by my side.
Sure, and I don't weigh anything, so I could just ride on top of you.
As it's floating up, you could try to jump up on top of it, but you'd probably almost certainly have to get either a 5 or a 6, because it's just kind of not minding you. It's just kind of floating along as if, and you're hopping next to it as you're edging closer to where the road is.
I'll try to show him not my maximum jump height and use the Drakey wings that are molded to try to like fly up to it. And ask him if he could get a little lower and help me out.
So go ahead and do for the mold, because you're going to attempt to kind of like jump and flap them. A 6.
Oh,
roll it again.
Roll it again.
Oh.
Trey is so lucky. A 5. So, yeah, I mean, they start, flapping for a second, and you do actually manage to get off the ground about a foot. Your body is, let's say it's heavy, but the wings you made, even still wouldn't be strong enough to keep you up for more than a couple of seconds. As you flap them wearily, you can already starting to recede back into your body. You say, I'm not trying to shout, but help somebody out. Drakey even do anything? Drakey rolled a 6.
Oh, wow.
A second 6 for the Drakey.
What?
A 5.
Wow.
So,
Crazy.
as you get closer and closer to the road, Drakey turns over and looks at you and goes, What, you want to try to jump up on me and ride on me? He's like, what? It's like, I can hardly hold my own weight up here.
That way I can watch your back while we're up here, and no one can hit us from any side.
And he says, oh, yeah, but then what if someone comes up from behind us while we're both looking forwards? He's like, I don't know.
Well, I'll look behind and you look forward.
Okay. So this is your guy, and we'll say that this is the Drakey, right? And the two of you are standing on the edge of the road. Edge of the road like this. And so then, yeah, as you two are arguing, right? As you two are arguing back and forth, you two paid no mind at all to what was happening on the road. And as you suddenly, look over, the Drakey's like is floating. Your vision suddenly comes up behind him, and there's some kind of a human person right here. It must be an adventurer. You see that they have just a simple cape on, a simple pair of boots, a simple short dagger. It's like just red hair, freckles, very just like bounding like this, right? And instantly sweat breaks down your whole form as the worst possible situation has just come to pass.
I want to mold into an exclamation mark.
Nice, go ahead. A 5. So yeah, as soon as you like come up straight, right, and you start kind of hopping up and down, like Drakey's like, what is your problem? We gotta hurry up and get across this road. But as soon as Drakey turns to go to cross the road, the human is right here. So now it's, the music turns on, right? And Drakey goes, oh no, and it's and he's like, we're in a battle. So Drakey's gonna try to roll to flee. A 1, he fails. This adventurer is going to get 1 attack on Drakey. He launches his attack with a 3. It makes a sound, and Drakey's body like flashes red from the damage. Right? He pulled out his little dagger and cut it. Right? And Drakey's like, oh my god. And of course you hear Drakey, but you're translating it. It's, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh no, I'm dead. You can take a turn.
This one?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, this is slime. This is Drakey. This is adventure. That we had them juxtaposed. There we go.
And they use a dagger sound?
Yeah. He has a 1 simple dagger.
Okay.
And you hear that just that chanting battle music kind of playing in the background. The
Today, adventurer, you're out of luck. You will not use me and my new friend for an easy level up.
Oh!
And I'll try to just mold my entire body to swallow his arm that had the dagger.
So, if he's holding the dagger, then it might be interpreted as I don't think it's gonna be damage, but if you're gonna put it over your body, then you might take damage from that because it is the dagger. Do you have a skill or a move that you can use, or you could actually just launch? Because if you were to look up, and you had a sub menu up here, it would say like attack, defend, item, skill, but you can really do anything. But having a slime body means that.
Well, I'll get in front of him and I'll block him from hitting Drakey again.
All right, so moving around so that Drakey is behind you. Mm-hmm. You're blocking the adventurer from getting another hit on him, which doesn't really cost anything as far as in your turn. That's just movement, a little movement. So if you still want to make an attack or use a skill, you can definitely do either. Or yeah, because if he's trying to attack you and you just want to like try to swallow his hand, like you'll take damage even if you succeed, but you'll take a lot of damage if you fail. Because you're kind of committing to his attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would just defend for right now, and that's it. I'll just stand in between me and Drakey.
All right. So defend means that you would take 25% of the damage of your attacks until your next turn, because you're blocking. All right. So Drakey is going to roll to see what he does for his move. Drakey is going to a 4. Okay. Well, Drakey is going to cast the one spell that he has. It's heal. as you hear him go behind him, like, you know, you see the little sparkles come up over his body. He flashes green for a second, and he's saying, "Don't just stand there. Don't just stand there." As you're kind of, you know, in your blocking position. Venture's going to take an attack. He's going to attempt to target Drakey, but then realizing he can't because you're in the way, he's going to launch one attack on you. Oh, it's a 6.
Oh no!
So, but you take 25% of the damage, so you take 1 damage.
Oh.
It's because you were defending. All right, Drakey is going to go ahead and, as you're sort of blocking him, either he doesn't get the hint or he's never been in a real practical battle before, because he's going to move himself back up to the front row so that he can launch an attack. And he's going to flap his wings around him, swirling around the guy while he's with a 4. So he actually, the Drakey actually managed to score some hits on him and dealt some damage to him. Nice. So that'll be your turn again.
Is this tune? As in play a tune?
Yeah.
Okay. How would I play a tune? Or could I sing?
You could, but because it's really a move that like teaches you moves. Because on a successful tune, you actually like can learn.
Oh, okay.
You can learn and have it be a permanent skill. But until then, it's you trying to do it and tuning the tune, if you want to think of it that way.
Okay.
Tuning the band.
I'm gonna defend for Drakey again.
Okay, nice.
But I'm gonna mold my body into as big of a shield as it can be.
Cool. Yeah, you have the mold skill. Go ahead. A 2. So as you try to harden your body up in the front and make it as what your closest approximation to a shield, you manage to muster up like a circle in your defensive stance. So the Drake, he's going to attack. Well, now that the Drakey's in the front row, he is.
Oh, I should have told Drakey to use me as the shield.
He is going to attack Drakey with a 3. Drakey takes the hit, and immediately starts panicking again as it retreats to the back row, and we're gonna see if it. Well, on a 3, he's yelling at you. He's just. It's all just one long, constant words like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it! I just stand there and not." Wait, he's hysterical, in his Drakey tongue, as he's kind of flying around you now. He did swoop in, but he's moved back into this back position. So now he is going to take an attack. A 6 again. So because you were in the defense mode, you only lose 1 HP. So,
is that your HP on the back?
That's your
Oh.
that's a different kind of HP. We'll say that.
I don't have that yet either.
Are you sure?
On this
Let me say that. Maybe you should look again, if I may. I won't have to pencil the. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was able to. Keep looking. Oh! What's that?
Hey, got him.
Look at sprinkles. So, you took that damage, so now it is the beginning of your turn.
I'll say to the Drakey, steal yourself, baby bird. We'll get out of this alive.
Oh, nice.
And then, as the shield form, I'll try to bash into the adventurer.
All right, basic attack. Roll a d6. With a 3, because this is, I'll say it's DQ or Dragon Quest style. You notice there's been no evasion rolls. It's just the characters attacking each other, right?
Okay.
So you rush up, and as you try to smack into him with your body, you actually hit him around his legs and kind of his midsection, and you see his whole body flicker that red as he takes the damage. So he falls back as now you sort of advance, stepping into the road. The Drakey swooping up behind you. If Drakey has any kind of an awakening moment right now. A 2? No, he does not. He is going to, as you're swooping up behind him, pressing the attack, he's going to swoop up as if to assist. But 5. But then he's actually going to break away and attempt to flee. Running up the road, he's going to try to move around to intercept. But with you standing right in the way, he's going to... are you still... oh, you were in attack mode. So now if his damage is true, it's 2 damage. Your turn.
So people are talking in the chat. What are they saying?
The bird has fled.
Oh, we roll 6s around here.
Hey.
Is that Ravy Boy? Is that Ravy Boy?
Oh wow.
Welcome, y'all. We're knee deep in it here.
Welcome back.
We're along here with Slippy the Slime. He is working hard to try to win his first battle and his first encounter against a would-be level 1 adventurer, fresh from spawn, we'll say. So you can go ahead and...
I'll look towards the adventurer and I'll say, time to slip into something I don't do. And I'm going to attack him.
You do have a spell on the back of your sheet.
Skills.
Over where your
Lord.
skills are. Oh, the skills in the top right-hand corner are.
2 AP, 1 mold, and 2.
Oh, that's actually a Z. And you'll have to forgive my awful...
Oh, Zap.
My awful... You'll have to forgive my awful writing. That is a close-range electrical discharge off your body.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So you have to subtract the MP from your total MP, and you...
Yeah, I'll go for the zap.
Alright, so subtract the 2 MP from your... from the bottom one is fine. And flip the D6. And you're close enough to where the zap... A 4. So yeah, as he was stepping in close, drawing out his knife to maybe stab you again, electricity bubbles up from inside of you, out in all directions. He sort of steps right into it. As it runs up his leg, he yells audibly, shouting, jumping back in surprise. The electricity like arcing off of his body and jolting away. He gives you a wide-eyed expression. He's like, "Oh no." He says, "Is this a metal slime?" He tries to flee. He fails. The Drakey's long gone. It fled.
Zap him again.
Kill
him.
I'll say to the adventurer, unless you want more of the Thunder God slime, I suggest you leave.
Ooh.
And I start bouncing furiously.
Roll for your mold skill. A 3. As you mold into the roundest form you can, and you start rolling towards him, you say, "If you don't want this thunder, you better get to stepping." And he's definitely going to. Yeah, on a 3, he instantly turns and uses his escape move and flees, running up the road, screaming about metal slimes. So for surviving the encounter, you get 5 experience. And as you turn, that Drakey is headed off. He turned off away from the road and is sort of doing his floaty thing in that direction. Do you follow him? Or you can kind of keep walking in the direction you were going.
I don't trust him.
Though that Slime Knight said to meet him here, but that was the day before yesterday. And if you hang out around the road too long, you almost certainly keep running into trouble. Venture fled.
Is there a tree nearby I could try to climb into?
Looking way off in the distance, up in that direction, you do see where, that's way off in the distance, so it would take you some time to get there.
I'm gonna roll on it.
Okay.
If it's low, I'll go after the Drake. If it's high, I'll go for that tree.
Okay.
It's
That's
low.
a 3. That's right. Oh, okay, so as you go bouncing up and away from the road, trying to get it far from behind you as slimily possible, You chart bouncing as quickly as you can towards, and you see it now just sort of bobbing distantly off in the on the grass. So you're just trying as hard as you can to catch up with it. So coming back to you three, you had walked along the beach for what seemed like another hour, until the sun did start to lazily drift off in the horizon, to where it's getting about dusk time. All right, and so now you can already see as you're walking along the beach, and again, it's just the waves hitting the sand, and see the occasional scuttling of a little crab, or some fish or something flopping off in the water. You look off ahead up on your right, and sure enough, you see torchlight bounding off. As you guys start to creep closer, you can see the edges of what look like a couple of the houses, and then you see the long edge of the holding pens nestled there against the craggy grass where the sand is.
Who wants to be the first one to sneak up?
I will.
Probably for the best.
If everyone wants to, if you want to be the point on that, you want to roll a
dice.
Oh yes, of course. Your dice. Hello everyone. Thank you guys for hanging out, watching us roll some dice. It's about to get
Spicy.
It's about to get a little spicy. They're now trying to sneak into this orc outpost, nestled against the ocean on the beach, trying to sneak up behind it to where holding pens are. There are people inside of it. So the four, with you in the lead and you a couple steps behind him, and Drum holding up the flank. Three of you begin sort of trudging up the sandy beach to try to get as close as you can without learning any attention. Because of how low you are on the beach, if you stay this low and you stay crouched down very low, lurking forward slowly, you will eventually pass by to where you will only really see the topmost corner of one or two of the buildings here. You can't even see the longhouse behind it, and then it's the holding pens, and it's a good 50 feet long. It doesn't have a whole lot of metal on it. It might have the most basic bit of a wire frame or a hard metal frame, but it's a lot of those thick, heavy half oak slabs of wood pressed up against it, making makeshift slits in it that if you were to look close enough, you'd see the occasional eyes peeking through or fingers trying to pry out of. But at this point yet, as you're creeping along the beach and you're able to look straight up at it, you're undetected.
So do we want to try and talk to the people inside of the cage, or do we want to just go unlock them because we know they're not happy? But
I think we should just immediately unlock them.
Okay.
If they die, they die.
Okay.
I mean, they were already going there.
It's more experience.
Hey.
And so creeping up slowly up the sand, it gets to a point again where now the grass is starting to get that thick, where it's starting to run over, where it's not kept, and it's coming up through the sand in a lot of places. So you're having to kind of step around to try not to make a lot of crunching noises, creeping up as slowly as you can. You can already tell as you're about 10 feet away from it now that there are eyes, and it appears somebody inside of the holding pens must have seen your approach. Because now as you're coming up closer and you can see faces peering out from between the small slits and the cracks in the wood, there's a lot of them just watching you. So as you creep up first to closest, you can hear one of them whisper, it says, Khajiit, are you here to free us?
Duh.
Said, oh, thank the gods. We were worried the king would never send anyone. It's been months. You have no idea what we've gone through.
Don't feel flattered. They just sent us, so keep your voice down.
Says, the heavy hardened lock is in the front of the building. How will you do it?
So the lock is around the front side?
Yeah, this is the back. This is the back of where the boards are even harder and heavier and closer together than the front, which would have a big door opening.
Can I slide one of them the key and see if they can test the key out?
Yes, the key is not that big, so you would be able to
Brass
pass it through.
key. I have 2 keys.
You have 2 keys.
I have like all my accessory I've had since the beginning. It says key on a chain, and then I also have the brass key that I got.
So your key on a chain is something more relevant to your character, so you don't think it would apply in this situation.
Okay,
but
so
you
I
do
have
have.
the brass key.
You want to take the brass key out and slide it in between 2 of the cracks of the oak
give it to him
logs.
and be like, tell me if this works.
Okay, you pass it through and you hear raised whispers and voices from inside. They're talking amongst each other. So there must be a big group of them in there. All right, so let me roll a couple of enemy reaction rolls. That's a 2, and that is a 2.
Let's go.
That's pretty good for another turn. And so as the 3 of you are kind of still crouching behind this longhouse, the sun ever setting off on the ocean behind you. After a few tense minutes, a voice comes up again, and the key sticks back out for you to take. He said, "That didn't work. It's not the right key."
At least he switches the key back out.
Yeah, that's cool. I got the key back. Didn't have to erase it.
Tell him we'll get back to him.
Break the wall.
I vote for earlier plan.
Can I get materials to start a fire?
Yeah, no. Let's start a fire away from them, so that the orcs have somewhere that they can go, while we are where they can.
Okay, I'll start the fire.
That's cool.
Okay, and so let me set up a little spot here where you can
What
longhouse.
He could start a fire at the other end, and we could have our bows at the other end, and when they come out distracted by the fire, we could start taking shots at them.
Yeah, but I want to get the guys out first, so they can maybe try to cause a ruckus too.
Okay.
10 to 12 orcs.
These.
And we're 3 guys.
Yeah, we need a key first.
Yeah. I need someone to get.
Hopefully we can be 4. Or 3 guys in a slime or something.
Yeah.
So you guys, the group was creeping up this way from the beach. So you crept up, you came up behind it at this point, the holding pen at this point, and so this was the small assemblage of other buildings. You guys are here, and literally in this area is going to be the orcs just wandering around, and now there's those tiki torch-esque torches that are planted into the ground here and there, radiating light and having it spill out all over the encampment. But from this position back here, because there's no light or torches back there, again, as the sun is continuing to now set and creep below the horizon, it's just getting more and more dusk.
Can I try to sneak around to like one of the buildings and start a small fire over there?
So that's going to be a stealth roll for you, my friend.
Are we fine with this plan?
I think that's a good idea, because then they'll have a distraction and we might actually have a chance to run up and unlock
4.
the cage.
So the size isn't really a good reference here, but I will use your guy. As you creep, and you have to. And again, it's crunching softly in the sandy grass up along the side of the holding pen as you come up to the corner and just peek your head around. And you see, house. You see a window open here with light spilling out, and the sounds of people inside. This long house here in the front is much nicer. It's made out of the same kind of oaken logs as the pens, but they're a dark brown mahogany-esque wood. They're very, very tightly ribbed up against each other, very secure looking. And this one is, and even the top is thatched, which for a meager outpost like this must have required time and resources. So, taking stock of that as you turn around the corner, literally as you're kind of looking, a door opens here in the front. You quickly duck back behind as you hear shuffled steps, thump thump thump, going down the steps. As an orc must have just left that building. Peeking your head back around, and so it's, and you can even see light flickering and moving, casting shadows onto the houses of what must be an orc walking around holding a torch. You didn't see him, but his silhouette was dancing against the buildings as he maybe came to a walk and maybe turned around.
Okay. So is that kind of like try to get behind that building? that he came out of? And
This building in between this one and these, or around back behind all three?
I think back behind all three.
All right. Well, that's gonna have you cross this area, so that's another D6.
Oh. So am I at the other corner of the building where the people are?
No, you saw all that just peeking your head around. Peek.
Okay, just peeking around the corner.
Yeah.
All right.
You're able
Yeah.
to see the sides of these buildings, which is
I'm
why
gonna try
I
to get over
was-
that other building, and that's
Okay.
where I'll start the fire.
That's 5. Nice. On 5, yeah, keeping yourself as low to the ground as possible. You almost, in a couple of bounding steps with your hands lightly touching along the sand and the grass, hop over a little bit to where you're behind this building. Now, you did have to go underneath a open window to do that. And so as you went right underneath it, you could, hear the raised voices coming from inside, and the clinking of glasses and the shuffling of feet as you come around back behind the building. Again, there's no torchlight back here. It's dark. It comes up to a point to where you'd be in between this building and this second one. But as you're standing right here, you're up against the back of this building, and this one is actually more simple, big bamboo-like poles that make the outer wall of the house. So yeah, very crudely made.
I would like to use some of my dry hay, and can I just start a fire?
Yeah.
I have 3 handfuls.
3 handfuls of hay. So it won't take much for you to, crouching down where the base of the poles of the building are dug deep into the sandy grass. You just start stuffing hay in there, right? Wherever your fingers can jam it into the open spaces. So there's a big tuft of hay sticking out of the bottom of the base. And then you're going to go ahead and light it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 4. A 4 is enough to where you strike it with your flintstone. It takes 4 or 5 times. Enough to where it does start to smoke and smolder underneath. And within a moment, a flame licks out from the bottom of it, knowing that as you start to back away, it's slowly starting to the hay is slowly starting to catch fire.
Can I like if there are bushes or trees, kind of back into the darkness?
The only way you'll be able to do that is to go back this way towards towards where it slopes down onto the beach.
Can I do that?
Yeah, one more. It's gonna be one more.
I'm gonna let you guys do the rescue mission.
One more D6.
I'm gonna sabotage.
One more D6.
Alright. Really making me stick all these.
Well, that is a 6. You just keep sticking them. Let's go.
Why like
We roll 6
plus
around
one.
here.
We roll
Way to-
6s around here. Roll the game.
Let's go.
So bounding away off into the dusk, down the sandy sloping bank there where the beach is at, and you two were standing here, right, whispering amongst yourselves with the prisoners while he was enacting his plan. So one of them introduced himself as a dwarf. We'll call him Ilmig. He's like, I'm Ilmig the dwarf. It's like, they've been forcing us to fight, betting on us, just making us combat each other over and over again, or they said that they would kill us. So it's like, and we were too weak to rouse up any kind of a counter on them. So they're just explaining, and that was, he explains it was about 2 months ago when they were here on a Hamlin outpost, starting to build buildings and starting to kind of set up a fortification when, orc raiders came from the north along the beachfront and just kind of killed, like 80% of the people that were living there and working, and then penned the rest of them up to fight for their amusement and their entertainment. But they only feed them enough to where, they're not really strong enough to try to really, fight for a long time. So just enough to kind of keep them through. So they've been just in an awful place for about the last several weeks. After a few minutes go by, and then a few more minutes, because you guys are standing here, you did see him finally, bound back across the grass and the sand, going almost sliding down the beach to get down to the water. So you're not quite sure why he bolted off like that.
I wanted to watch the fire with my bow out and the air quivered, so I could watch them come to investigate the scene.
So if you're walking back up the beach, then you're like this, like you're
Just waiting. Waiting to see what I see.
Waiting to find a shot or if make something happen. Okay. So after a few minutes now, that dwarf, Ilmig, looks. He's like, hold on, shh. And then he hears whispering from inside. Is the people in the other parts of the holding pens are surely looking out and giving him information. He says, there's a fire. A fire looks like it started.
That's us.
And so we'll say the fire is going to get some turns as well. Well, with a 2, it started out slowly, right? And so which actually works out in your favor because the orcs inside having a heated argument. I'll say the ogres inside having a heated argument were not even aware that for a minute or two before one of them turns to see literal smoke about 1.5 feet wide just pushing itself up the side of the wall. So if you were there, you would hear him let out a huge yell and attempting to kind of throw whatever he had in his cup at it, realizing that there was nothing in it. As they begin to scramble, with a 2, look at that. As they begin to scramble to find where the fire is coming from to try to put it out. So that's going to cause a couple things to happen. So one ogre is going to run outside the building and come around to go into this building. It's all going to happen sort of in a sequence. So as things start to unfold, and now it's the point to where now not only you can see fire going all the way up the side of the back of the building, but you can see from your angle up over the top of the pen, smoke starting to rise up. And it's almost dark enough now to where you can barely see it against the purple silhouette of the sky behind it, but you can definitely see the smoke rising up from somewhere. And now you hear whispers, and now you start to hear some of the prisoners start to hit the sides of the walls, and they start making a ruckus, and now Ilmig says, now, come around the side,
Yeah, I'm gonna go around this way.
So the both of you are going to run down, running away from him to the left. You sprint down the sand as fast as you can, coming down to the edge. So turning this way and creeping, and I'll say the 2 of you. Yeah. Creeping along the wall, you peer out over the side, and now you're seeing general chaos as one ogre is running this way, and 2 are running towards this nice longhouse building. As they're all sort of running in that direction. One of them knocked over one of their tiki torches just in the dirt haphazardly. As they're all running in this direction. So which of you will try to sneak around first to try to get a sense of the lock?
Well,
it's up to you.
I'll go because we don't have to mention it. I'll go first.
His avian character actually has no visual ability whatsoever. He can't see at all. But his other senses are preternaturally sharp, to where his hearing is so much better, and his smell is so much better, and he fights because his feathers are so sensitive that he can even feel the air as things are coming towards him. So that's how he's able to fight and try to defend and attack. So as you creep around the corner in the confusion, and again, you have your cloak up over your head, concealing all of your features except for the bottom of your green chin, and your cloak is down over you. You're just sweeping forward like this along the ground until you come up to the holding pen door, and all of the prisoners inside are causing a huge ruckus and a distraction as well by all banging and yelling and shouting and causing a huge ruckus and a scene. And so I'll give you 1 turn as you stride up to where the lock is. And it's about this big. It looks like an iron lock with a big open keyhole spot in it. But it's wood around it as far as the heavy wood frame that constructs the door and the lock mechanism.
So I have that fire spin. If instead of launching it as a disc, could I maybe just form the disc of fire to go through?
Yeah, you'd almost be not throwing it, but you can generate it as a spell, but before you go to throw it, just
just pushing it into the thing, kind of burn
drop it. I mean, it'd be like you'd be dropping it on it, but you can definitely do that.
Alright, yeah, I'd like to try that.
Okay.
2 MP.
2 MP, roll the dice. Nice. That's a good move.
While he's doing that, could I
A 5, very nice.
try and sense things around me, like see if there's anybody coming back up or whatnot.
Yeah, roll 1d6.
That's for the captain or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's a deuce. Well, in all of the confusion, you're not able to pick up anything extra. But with a 5, as you have to get up into a half-standing position, you wave your hand like this in front of you, and instantly it lights up as flaming energy is just in a spinning disc in your outstretched hand. And it swirls around for just a moment before you normally would throw it to give it momentum, you instead just sort of release your hand. Now, it just falls, because it doesn't have any real momentum or motion, it does sort of fall and ignite all over the top of the lock and around the wood that's around it, and to where the whole thing for just a moment is just a burst with flames. The lock itself, looks like as the flames are dancing across it, doesn't take a whole lot of damage, but the wood around it has already begun to splinter away, as now the flame is sort of causing smoke to go up the side of the front door above the lock, as the whole thing now is slowly starting to be set ablaze. Although, as you do that, right, and now you hear a lot of the people inside the holding pens go, get back, get back, get back, get back, as you cast it. Apparently they're all going to try to do some big rushing move to break the door down. So, as you look inside and you see frightened, thin faces, long, unkempt, greasy hair, shirtless bodies, loincloth pants, and you see them all like backing up against the back of the pens, getting ready to do a rush. You turn to see an ogre. This apparently caught suspicion or from that big huge light that you created in front of you. As he was running this way, just happened to see you crouch there, and he's turning this. So as you turn, say it's a big ogre fellow, right? And we'll see he's got a big war club. He's like, no, and he just kind of lumbering towards you as he was going to swing it.
Do I have a line of sight on it?
So here's the thing. You will, but because you were coming up from behind these buildings back off in the background here, there was the constant motion of ogres running around this building, in this building, running around this way, checking stuff out. So you almost have to, as you're sneaking, as they're kind of running around all this little area, you could get a shot on him, but you'd have to see him for one. You're a good 30 to 40 feet away, and if there's somebody else walking around in front when you take the shot, it may hit them instead.
That's fine. I'll try it.
Okay. Well, yeah, as you creep up the sandy beach now, and again you see ogres, one running out of a house with something in his hands, another one running around issuing orders to a couple other ones. You just see a bunch of chaos going on. But yeah, through the flames that are dancing up and through all the mass confusion, you do see this ogre, though you can't really even see what he's attacking, but you see him walking forward, raising his club up in the air. Do you want to take a shot at him? Yeah. That is a 6. Roll it again. Roll it again. 2 sixes. Let's go. It's a 3. It's a 3.
So close.
But as he was, again, coming towards you like this, preparing to bring his war club crashing down, an arrow just leaps, almost seems to just leap out of the side of his neck. Thunk! And he staggers back for a second, surprised, his eyes agape. Again, he's got the ogres that have the teeth that kind of come out of their mouths a little bit. Just drool kind of coming down it for a second as he reaches up, feeling that it's an arrow. He stumbles back onto one knee for just a second as he's and to which he's in range of you now to hear the heavy shuffling of feet. You even heard the whizz of the arrow and the thunk of when it struck. You heard what sounded like an ogre make a huge audible grunt. You heard the heavy shuffling of feet as it slid laterally, and then a thump of one knee as he takes a knee.
Okay.
Of course, you see none of those things, but the tapestry of your other senses plays it out clearly in your mind.
Yeah. So like when I hear this, I'm gonna try and start moving towards that because I know that sound. And then I hear him take a knee over here, so I'm just going to try and pull out the one short sword that I've got and just go through him.
All right, roll the 1d6. A deuce.
Come on.
So you do, you do hear it, and you've got it perfectly pictured in your mind. And as you walk forward, you have to stop suddenly. Something hot is right in front of you. You can feel the heat dancing off your feathers. It's a torch.
Oh,
It's one of those. It's not a long pole to where you could either quickly move around it, reach out and grab it, and try to pull it out, or knock it over.
I think I'm just gonna push it over on him because if the light goes out, he's gonna notice me, and I don't want to get hit, even though he's got an arrow in it.
So kicking it forward, it falls, right? And you take 2 or 3 more steps forward, bring ready to whip your sword out. Your sword comes out and you think you feel it connect on something, but as you land with your foot forward, your foot instantly starts burning. You have to step back, patting your foot out. You take 1 damage.
No. All right.
Make someone said something.
You know, we love it. We love it when we see them 6s. We are trying to see 3 6s on the stream. I don't even know if it's even happened yet.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Unreal. It's got to be tonight. So you swore you landed an attack as you felt resistance from your sword hitting something, but then you stepped in lantern fire, and so you had to step back and you know, take stock of where your footing was at. And as you stepped away in this moment, all of a sudden, the doors, again, that were already starting to flame and smoke and ember, blast open, right? Is now all of the prisoners all just come spilling out, right? And so you heard the wind of the rush and heard the splintering of the door opening, smelling the sweat of all the bodies pouring out. You can hear them coming around to where you were standing at. 2 or 3 of them swarming over the half-downed ogre, hitting it, punching it, disarming it, stabbing it, tearing it apart, just killing it, for lack of a better word.
What was the dwarf's name?
Ilmig?
Ilmig?
Yeah.
Can I holler out for him and then hand him my short sword?
You yell out, Ilmig, Ilmig. But before that happens, now that the prisoners are free, they're now starting to kind of all spread this way, as at almost the same time, many of the ogres that were over here helping with the fire or helping to let people know what was going on or issuing orders all start going in this direction, weapons raised, right? Like they're going to crash into the wave of prisoners as they're all rushing towards them. At that same time, the door to the longhouse opens, and you can hear it even from the distance that you're standing at, the hard thunk, and it's rattling of what sounds like metal, jingling of chains, and another thunk as somebody big is stepping out of this nice longhouse, right? As soon as that figure does, all of the prisoners all just stop, put the brakes on, skittering in the dirt and the sand, right? Stopping. The ogres that were all advancing on them all stop as well. Clubs and spears and weapons raised, they all stand poised in a line against each other for that tense moment, right? And then breaking through the ranks of the ogres comes, who must surely be Veditt Ovanen himself. He, even as tall as the ogres are, he stands a good 2 heads taller than even the tallest one. And he's got jingling ringed earrings going all the way down both ears, big jingling jewelry, on his nose and his cheeks, and even one, like in one of his long sloping teeth, he has like a piercing in one of those too. Heavily muscled with all these elaborate what look like marks or scars from injuries, maybe be burns because his skin is all distorted and scars everywhere. And you notice that he has a big war club over his back as well, but he also has what looks like a Taskmaster whip at his side. So as soon as he breaks through the ranks and he stamps one heavy foot, all the prisoners simultaneously balk at his very step. He says, "Step forward. Who is responsible for this insurgency?"
Can I see him?
You are coming up behind them now, but it's already the things are already set in motion. This ogre's dead. Oh, okay. Well, hang on. Okay, well that works. So as you know, and again, pushing their way through the ranks of prisoners are Irving and Drum, right? And you two break through them and take a step out in front of them in that space between where the ogres are all standing, weapons drawn, and Veditt Ovanen, this towering, monstrous ogre's beast, is standing before them. You would notice his sweeping gaze, look you both up and down, and looking down at you for for a long moment, says, "Mekid, you are a bad omen."
Look who's talking.
Nice. And so go ahead and take your shot.
All right, yeah. Let's see. I wish I really got that skill earlier.
A 6. A 6. Hits the 6. That's a 6.
Coming for me.
Okay, but this is more storyline than anything. So as he's, talking to you, saying that you're a bad omen, suddenly an arrow, thunk, lands right in his back, right? He made no tell or no notion that it happened. As he was about to say something to you, he casually reaches behind himself, right? And he pulls it out, and he looks at it, and as he cracks it, breaks the arrow in his hand. Yeah.
Okay.
So he breaks it in his hand and cracks it and just throws it away.
Could have used that.
He's like, "If the king sent you, then it might perhaps be the worst omen of all." He says, "Men, everyone stand back. I will handle this myself." So.
Already damaged, guys. Oh, 2 6s on both of my
Alright, so we're going to see if I get this battle board to fit on this now.
I have it, yeah. Welcome back.
Oh, welcome back. Beat me to it nowadays.
Okay, so everyone starts out on the start clash space. It's 3 here. Everybody now, for this, everyone flip your character sheets over to your board game character sheets on the back. They each have their own separate HP for these encounters, and your skills that you have there are only relevant for the skills for the battle board. All right. So it's gonna be a couple turns before you stumble upon this battle taking place here at the encampment. So your character now, as the sun is setting and getting dark and getting dim, you're getting along to where the Drakey was just ahead of you, but it seemed to be moving a little faster because now it seems to have gotten ahead or even gotten out of your view. Now as you're frantically moving yourself forward, you're going to actually kind of stumble upon things here in a couple of turns. All right, so the Ogre Taskmaster of Veditt Ovanen looms before you. He has a battle board health he has 25 HP. So the way the battle board works.
Did he take any damage from my arrow?
You know what? He'll take 1 damage. He'll be at 20. He'll be at 24. He'll be at 24.
I'll take it.
So there's all kinds of different spaces as you move around the battle board. There are some that just damage you outright, or there are some that just damage the boss outright. There are some called Clash, to where you guys have to roll a save against the boss to not take a damage. The boss has his own unique spaces, Boss Event Club and Boss Event Lit. Those are save roll events as well to prevent either taking damage or getting slowed on your next turn. There are treasure spaces. There are 4 treasures that you can get, so you can hit the treasure space repeatedly, up to 4 prizes, and then there won't be any more. There's a recovery space. If you see an AP or an HP recovery space, you can then roll to do a recovery roll on your stats. And there is 1 annex space. That is the gladiator holding pens. If you land on this and make a save roll on it, you permanently get to take that and you own it and control it for the rest of the game. So that little card will go around with you for the rest of the game, and then here, you'll have taken control of the actual holding pens in the outpost itself.
Sick. Okay.
So and if you land on that space and it was still penned up, you would have let them go. Right. But you guys already let them go. So I'll give you guys a bonus for that at the end because you got to it ahead of time. So, who has the highest agility?
Me?
I got 4.
I have 3.
I have 4.
Oh, you guys both have 4. That's right. You guys are some quick boys. This is 4 as well.
Whoa.
So you guys can decide who goes first, and the turn order will just go around. You're not here yet, so it will skip you a couple times, but.
Okay. So we just stepped out from the crowd, me and him, and then you're still.
I'm still hidden.
Hidden. Okay.
But I don't think it matters now.
Well, if I take my turn first, and then you take your turn, then I could run up and try to like distract him, and then you could run up and.
Well, for this, because it's just the battle board, all the damage that's going to happen to him is on the battle board. So,
gotcha.
So you guys have to go around hitting him.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
Until,
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
Until he's dead, yeah.
It's just.
Unless you want to be the first one to get a crack at the treasure, I don't know.
Just roll D6.
Yeah. That's a 3. Move 3. Alright, that's Boss Event Club. So that is Veditt Ovanen drawing his club out like this and trying to hit all players at the same time. So everyone has to roll a save roll against my 2. The 3 of you have to roll. That's prevented. You take a damage.
No.
Prevented.
What is that?
A 3.
So I take 2 damage?
1 damage. Well, most everything for right now, because this is the tutorial board, is 1 damage.
Okay.
1 damage. So, okay.
Well, it says when rolling a 6 for movement. Is that not movement on the point?
You roll 3.
Yeah, you get +1, so it'd be 4.
No, it's only if you roll the 6 on movement is you get the
Oh, when
+1.
rolling a 6 for movement. Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to
I mean, I was trying to understand.
trying to get some rolls. So yeah, it's your turn next. So yeah, just roll d6, and your guy's gonna move along the board. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boss Event Whip. So how this one works is that you have to do a save roll again, and if you fail the save roll, you get a -1 to your next dice roll. The save roll's a 4.
Jeez.
That's a fail. That's a fail.
Oh, man.
I'll roll.
Yeah.
I'm double taking my time.
That's a pass. All right, so now coming to your turn, you get -1 to your speed roll, man. Thank you. You get a -1 to your speed roll, to your movement roll. 3 -1. 1, 2. Well, that is a blank space. Go ahead.
Nice. What's coming up here?
Oh yeah, you can look at the board, please. Look at the board.
Damage. AP recovery treasure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
I can hit the 6. Watch this.
That is a 1. Well, that is
Another attack.
on Boss Event. Oh no, you're this.
I'm the white one.
Oh, so now back to Boss Event Whip again. That's a save roll to not get tripped up on your next turn. The save roll is a 6.
Do we have to hit the 6?
You have to hit the 6.
Oh man.
It's a 6.
You get to the 6.
That's a 6.
Roll it.
Let's go. Alright, -1 to your next movement roll.
I'm probably gonna. Nope, I got a 30.
Alright, so that's a -1 to your movement roll. Go ahead and take your turn. Two -1 is 1. That's on the 1 boss damage. Boss takes 1 damage. Oh, go ahead. It's a -1. It's a 3 -1 is a 2. Wow, that is Boss Event
I
Whip.
saved. Remember?
Oh,
I rolled a 6
oh, that's right. Wait.
Yeah.
on your 6, so I don't get a negative. Right? I
Oh,
do
yes,
move
yes, you
3,
don't.
yeah.
So you do move 3. 1, 2, 3, 1 boss damage. Let's go. That's down to 22. Back around to your turn.
Alright, now's when I need to roll the 1.
6.
What is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Ow.
7. You get
What
6.
is-
You get 6 + 1 HP recovery.
Okay.
You can-
I haven't taken any damage.
Okay, but you can. I guess
Now
you
we roll the 6.
Yeah, for your bonus. You don't get an extra movement, but that is a second 6.
Roll another one.
Let's go.
Could be
Let's
a
go.
third.
Let's go.
Ah,
All right, your turn. 4. 1, 2, 3. Treasure space. The first treasure is 50 mil.
Sick.
nice, dude.
50 mil.
Go ahead.
50 mil.
A 4. 1, 2, 3. the treasure space. You get
Oh, wow.
you get the second treasure, which is 100, which is 100 mil.
Oh my god.
You guys are gonna loot this thing out so quick. And here I was thinking it was gonna take some time. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna loot it all before you guys get around one time. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 blank space. Go ahead. 2, 1 HP recovery.
Nice.
You want to recover 1d4 HP?
Sure.
Okay. Nice. That's 3 HP back, which
Sick.
I think back to full.
Yeah, make the math.
Go ahead.
Do the thing.
A 1.
Yeah, man.
Blank space. Go ahead.
Thank you. I couldn't see it.
Let's try to get something good.
3, 1, 2. Boss event whip.
Mm.
You guys must love these negative modifiers to your movement rolls. The save roll is a 5. They saved.
Go ahead.
I gotta start using.
Oh my lord.
Not saved. Not saved. So that is a -1 to your roll. Movement roll. Go ahead.
1.
1 minus
So,
1 is
nothing.
a 0. It's a standstill. Go ahead. You get a 4. 1, 2, 3. Roll again.
Oh wow.
3. 1, 2. 1 boss damage. Okay, boss is down to 21.
Nice.
And your turn with a -1. 6 minus 1 plus 1 is 6, and and roll it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 boss damage. The boss is at 20.
I missed the treasure again.
Hope you're coming on the annex space. Go ahead,
yeah.
your turn. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Clash.
Clash. That means you clash with him directly to try to, and the higher roll gets to deal the damage to the other player. Veditt flips a 2. You flip a 2. Roll it again.
Dude.
Flashbacks to Rock.
4 on a 2. You take a damage.
Damn.
Go ahead.
1.
Yes, 1 damage. Go ahead. Your turn.
Okay.
Oh, it keeps hitting that spot. 3. Go ahead. Move your guy.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Clash.
That's a
Let's go. Oh, he takes the damage.
Hey.
He's at 19. Go ahead. 1. Blank space. Go ahead.
Nice.
A 3. Yeah.
Blank space.
Blank space.
Oh, so many. I didn't think that you guys would be hitting all this blank space. 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1 boss damage. The boss is at 18.
Jeez.
Go ahead. Oh, y'all kicking his aegis.
2. 1.
That is a 1. 1 player damage. Take a damage.
Oh wait. Oh, I thought it was. Oh.
Player damage. Go ahead.
He was so excited too. Just sick.
Exciting. Take damage.
Blank. You could roll bonus. A second 6.
Oh, there it is.
4. Almost. We're almost getting those triple 6s.
That would be sick.
Go ahead.
Ooh. Oh, 6.
A 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whenever you pass this space, you clash. So clash off once with Veditt. He hits the 6.
Oh my gosh.
Hits the 5. Take 1 damage. 1 damage. Go ahead.
Come on, another 1.
1, 5. 1 clash. 3, 4 club. So first is the clash. You clash him 1-on-1. He hits a 1. He takes a damage. And so he's down to 17. And now it's boss event club. Everyone has to roll a save roll against his 4 to not take a damage. That's a damage. Go ahead. Tied. Good.
Oh, he knocked me into a 5.
Yeah. Tied it, but you take a damage.
Okay. Take 1.
Yeah, just 1. All right, that was your turn. Yeah, go ahead. 1 player damage. You take a damage. Go ahead. 3, 1, 2, 1 boss damage. He's at 17. Go ahead. Get him down there. Get him down there.
Moving fast too. I like it.
1 boss event whip. No, not if I can say everything to say about it. Let's slow it down a little bit. Y'all roll to beat my 4.
Here it is.
Fail. Failed. Oh, dang. Dang, Rapunzel, don't jump.
That was a 1, 2, and 3.
Succeed.
Nice.
And you roll a
Oh,
6.
bonus.
So we take 1 damage if we fail?
No, you get -1 to your next movement roll, which so now it's your turn, and you get no penalty.
So you can just...
Oops. Son of a- Can you make sure that's
Like a
right?
little pen that goes on there.
2. So that is 1, 2. All right, nice. That's a clash. So that's 6. You only take a damage. I will. What the bonus? Okay. So now it's your turn with a -1. 5 minus 1 is 4. 1, 2, 3. A treasure. You get treasure number 3, the gold statue.
Gold statues.
It looked like a $700 bill.
All right, and so now it's your turn.
I can get the treasure.
That's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. The treasure
I got
space.
it!
You get the last treasure, which is
The best one.
the chest key.
The chest.
Another key. I'll give your character a rate point.
Oh,
3 keys so far.
like
you
the key.
you are becoming the key master.
The key box.
3 keys, 3
I'm at
episodes.
5 rate
Can make
points.
a weapon out of those keys, a keyblade, if you will.
Oh, you know the keyblade. Could you imagine? You could open any lock. The well, that was just so that's back around to your turn. That's where I was.
Actually, I'd like to use my board skill of meditate to skip this turn and do 1d4 health.
Heal it back. Okay. Skipping your turn, you heal 3 HP.
Nice.
Nice.
Go ahead.
What was this key called? Chest key?
3.
Yeah. 3, 1, 2. Boss event club. Everyone roll a save roll against my 6. Let's go.
It's a 6.
6.
Roll again.
4. That's a roll for a 6. I'm trying to damage you guys. What's going on? Let me hit you.
Don't worry, you won't be able to hit me.
Around here.
Okay.
Okay.
He said, okay.
I got you back.
Take damage.
I got you back.
That's your turn. 3, 1, 2. Boss event club again.
Oh, wait, that's not me.
Oh, that's not you. Oh, thank God. Wait, 1, 2. Boss event club again. It's faded. It's faded. It's faded. My save roll is a 6.
Why?
1 damage.
I don't know if I can do it again.
1 damage.
I really wasted that meditation.
1 damage.
No,
Let's
wow.
go Veditt. Let's go Veditt.
You healed yourself.
I'm gonna kill me some
Lord.
players today. Go ahead, your turn.
TPK by 1.
Move 1 player damage. Take a damage.
Oh my lord almighty.
Go ahead.
I need to heal again.
Yeah, I know.
5. Oh, go ahead, move your.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is boss damage.
He's at 16. All right, go ahead.
6.
Plus,
7.
plus 1.
That's a 7.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Let me put it on a 16. I'm at 16.
4, 5, 6. It's blank space.
Bonus.
That's a
It's
6
the second
again.
6 on the bonus. Do we have the triple 6?
Please.
It's all falling apart.
Oh, good.
You literally bringing the house down. That's a big happens to me. It's confounding.
I am like blind, I guess. Yeah, I know this. Like, there it is. And then that's gotta go on there. Like that.
Alright, so much
right
suspense. Here we go. Here it is. Here's your 6.
there. Oh.
It was a deuce.
Oh.
All that suspense. What's your turn? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. AP recovery. Do you have any AP that you Oh well, we'll say because the characters as of yet don't have AP for the battle boards. So we'll say you want to get back 1 charge of your meditation.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay, that's fine.
Cool.
That's fine. Go ahead, your turn.
Let me do my reroll on this thing.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm trying to hit them triple 6s. Okay.
Wait, I can use my board skill, enhanced senses. When I roll a 1, I can roll a d6, and on the 6, I change it to a 2. That's fine.
It is a 1. Go ahead, move your guy 1.
Boss event whip.
Whip. Alright, roll the save roll against my 1. Well, you succeed. You succeed with a 6, and you succeed. So roll your 6 again. 'Tis a
Can I
1.
roll that again?
Chat. Oh, follow.
Teachers EA following. What an absolute legend. Thank you for following.
Back.
Welcome back.
Keep coming on back. We're going to be playing every Monday night. Oh, the Nintendo box. Oh, crap, it's downstairs. I was going to have it all set up here for the stream. Tyler gave me the Nintendo box. Bro, it's downstairs. I'm going to have to get it before the, so I can have it up here before the stream ends. Whew, man, I forgot all about it.
Let him do his reroll because my thumb interfered with his reroll.
No, I was gonna. The only reason that I was saying that
The
I was
666
gonna
Mafia. What a name. Who's the 666 Mafia, bro? Let's go.
Yeah, no.
So you did your move. So now it's your turn again?
Yep.
We are running the battle board
I felt bad. I ruined
tonight's
your freaking
folks.
reroll.
With the 666 Mafia.
Oh.
3. Clash. Let's go.
I'm going first.
Ooh,
I
boss,
beat you.
boss takes the damage.
Let's go.
The boss is down to 15 HP. Go ahead. We know he's a 666 Mafia. 3.
Did that go
Oh yeah. 1, 2, blank space. Go ahead.
Yo. 5.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get another treasure.
Oh, there
There's
are
no more
there
treasures.
are no more treasures.
So it's a blank
Ooh.
space.
You guess. Nothing.
Can I get a healing herb?
Can't even get a healing herb. That'll be too good.
You get
Yeah.
nothing.
Go ahead.
Nothing.
So you get to look in the empty treasure box. I'm sorry. I'm throwing dice at you. 3.
1, 2, 3.
Look at all the sweet blank spaces. Go ahead.
Slipping and sliding to the next place.
3. 1 player damage. You take a damage. Go ahead. 4. 1, 2, 3. The annex space.
Hey.
Gladiator holding pens. The save roll is a 1. You must roll and beat a 1, and if you do, you annex and you gain control of the gladiator holding pens. It is a 5. Nice. So now if any player, because you roll a 5 on it, so now when any player lands on it now, they must beat your roll to annex it. So now they're going to have to roll to beat a 5, and that's if they land on it. Now, if the battle is finished, whoever controls it keeps it, and you get it for the rest of the game. But as of right now, you've annexed the gladiator holding pens.
Okay.
Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. Go ahead.
Take them back. What is that?
4. 1, 2, clash, and a player damage. You take 1 damage,
Nice. I get a clash.
and you get to clash now. Veditt rips a 1.
No!
man.
Ties the
Reroll.
1. Ties the 1. 5 and a 2. You take a damage. Go
Take
ahead.
2 damage.
The 666 Mafia. Boss event whip. Everyone roll a save roll on my 6.
Jesus.
Roll a save roll on my 6. Fail, fail, and succeed. Ah. So that is your turn now with a -1 to your movement. 1 minus 1. You stand still.
Can I use my board skill more than once?
Yeah, it's whenever you roll a 1. Oh, yeah, it's whenever you roll a 1.
So we're rolling with the 6, and if I roll
And it is the 6, so it becomes a 2 minus 1. It becomes a 1.
Hell.
What you said.
Or no, that is right there. On the end.
Clash. Clash me 1 time. That's the damage on me. Rolled again. I'm at 14. That's another 6 and a 3. So close with the 666s. Go ahead. 2. That is boss event club. It's a save roll. It's a save roll against 1 damage. The save roll is a 4. That is 1 damage.
That was gonna be something there for a second.
That is a save. That is a save.
Hey,
All right. Your turn now, right?
Mine.
Oh yeah, you just went. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. 3.
HP recover.
Nice.
Lord knows
1d4 HP.
Does this also get the reroll? Because I got the whip that hit me. Or the -1 I'm in.
Oh no, that doesn't get the -1. That's just for the skill. You gain back 4 HP.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Roll it
Nice.
down.
Yeah, roll it.
Oh yeah, that was a 4. That was a 4.
3.
Go ahead. A 6. Another 6. Is it time?
It's time.
Ah, 1, 2,
Should I use my
3,
skill?
4, 5, 6. That is a clash space, so let's clash.
Let's do it.
I clashed a 3. And you clashed a 3. A tie.
Here it is.
6. You take a damage. I roll it again. A second 6. Will Veditt Ovanen roll the 666 and enter the Mafia? He does! Veditt Ovanen is an absolute legend, hitting the 666. Let's go. Let's go. So that's gonna be an extra 2 damage. You take 6. We take 3 damage altogether.
Oh,
Jesus.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Veditt Ovanen. Let's go. That's right. 1. That's boss event whip. Everyone roll to evade a 1. Well, I'm gonna be going easy on you guys. Oh no, you don't succeed. You both pass. You hit the 6. So now it's your turn. No penalty. That's a 3. 1 boss damage, putting me at 13. Now it's your turn with a -1. 1 -1. But you get to roll the d6. No, it's a standstill. Go ahead.
I'm gonna catch you.
5. Yeah, you guys have been neck and neck this whole
the
time.
treasure space that's empty?
1, 2, 3, 4. It is. It is an empty treasure chest.
Oh, there's a chest. Oh,
It's just an empty box.
I have a
Do you
key
want to deposit something in it?
can I take the box?
Take the box and hold the
No,
keys.
I was gonna say you could take something else in the box if you really
I
wanted to.
could put
but
something in there.
Your poo, bro. I'm talking
Can I poop in there?
Yeah.
And like do that little cat thing where I scratch at the wood to cover it up.
You got sand like 50 feet away.
Sure, yeah. Every time you land on a treasure space, that'll be you like with like your hands and legs straddling the box, just trying to
Try to
drop.
roll for it.
Thank God I didn't get a cat poop skill in this game.
Great.
Go ahead. A 1.
blank space.
Go ahead. 4. 1, 2, 3. Blank space. Go ahead. A 2. You guys are neck and neck. HP recovery. You want to recover 1d4 HP?
Please.
Alright, that's 2 HP. And your turn. A hefty 6. 1, 2. Clash. 4, 5. Club. So it's clash first. I clash a 1. Go ahead.
Can I do my reroll real quick on the 6?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
Alright.
there we go. Now I beat my save roll. There we go. Alright, you prevent the 1 damage to yourself. Now everyone has to roll against the club. The club is a 3. We have a 3 to tie to find, and a 3 to tie, and a 6.
Nice.
Roll it again.
Oh yeah, you did roll them 6 again. Another 6. Are we gonna have another triple? Are we gonna have another run on a triple third?
Oh.
Crazy. Only the boss will roll 666s today. So was that your roll? So that's your turn?
Yeah. A 6.
A 6. A 5.
This is so close.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Clash. I clash a 1. Shh.
I clash.
I'll take a damage. I'm at 12.
Oh, 5.
Go ahead. I'm at 12. Look at you whittling this guy down. A 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clash. Alright, let's clash. Let's go. I got you. I've got you. That is us. What? Countered. Turned my 6 into a 5 and then hit a 6.
Crazy.
What a legend.
How you doing?
2 6s.
Dude,
2
do it.
6s.
You're
It's
of the
time.
people that would do
It's
it. You'd
time.
be the one.
It's
I
time.
don't know if it's gonna
You got it.
Oh,
Crazy. Look, we're
That's
just
like
we're
that.
just
A couple weeks.
rolling too hard.
we're rolling like absolute legends. That's what it is. Like absolute legends. Go ahead.
2.
2.
That's so close. So
1 boss damage. It's at 11.
Nice.
Go ahead. 5. HP recovery. 1d4.
Thank God.
4. Fantastic. And
Oh.
rolled again. 1. Go ahead. A 2. Boss event whip. Alright. The save roll here is a 2. That's a 3. You succeed.
On a -1 count.
That is a 2. Yeah, you got to beat it. We'll say you get a -1 to your next motion roll.
Okay.
And that's a save for you. So that is your turn now with a -1. 5.
Minus 1, so 4.
What? 4. 1, 2, 3. It's a treasure box. It seems to have some cat shit in it.
I'll leave that be. Can I try to poop in it?
Wow, you definitely can.
All right.
There is not really.
These are gonna be like little deer pellets.
It's a 1. I guess you don't have to go.
I didn't either.
Oh,
Another 1. That puts you on the clash space.
Well, not yet.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, it still did that.
It's a 1. I keep getting to that move. Clash. I clash a 2.
Beat him. On the clash.
Fight him.
It's a 5. So now that it's at 10 HP, go ahead and take your turn.
A new player.
Oh.
Enters the battlefield.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
It's a 5.
5. Where? Oh, will you move him 5?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at that treasure box, or as you call it, the litter box. So now, your turn. Oh, let me clear the field. A 1. 1 player damage. So
Welcome back.
go ahead.
Combat just like Maurice.
So what that represents is that as you see the lights up ahead of the torchlights, you were going to steer well clear. But as you inched ever closer, you saw that there was a big fever-pitched battle going on in the middle of what looked like a big encampment, right? And you see this huge ogre taskmaster with all these other players, all these other adventurers running around it, trying to hit him while he's whipping his whip and swinging his club. So they're all trying to fight him all at the same time. You have a bit of a moment here where you're like, oh man, adventurers. Like, if I cross paths with those guys, I'll surely be done for. But you're like, wait, they're fighting a monster. You can take the sides of the monster or you can take the sides of the players. So you decide in that moment that you're like, I don't want to be just an ordinary slime destined to live my life, blasted by some adventurer on some wayside road. I want to do more. So you are rushing up to fight alongside the adventurers. Yeah, you're now slamming your body up against the back of the ogre and it's turning around like wondering where a random slime came from that's going to fight it now. But that you took your turn. Go ahead.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome back.
Time to
4.
slip into some
1, 2, 3. 1 player damage. You take a damage.
Okay.
Go ahead. That is a 1. Oh, maybe not. It is a 1. That is, yeah, and as you come up on him, he is even now, just stooped over the box, trying to...
I'm not. What am I on?
You're both on the treasure space. He walked up behind you while you were trying to make a
Yeah, I'm
deposit.
pooping again.
It's occupied.
Yeah, occupied.
So
Well, he's blind. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, since I'm blind.
Yeah, it smells
is
horrible
it big
to
enough
you.
for 2 people? Because I would also like to make it.
Oh my god, not at the same time. Like, I'm gonna move out the way. I'm
A 6! A
pinch
6
it
plus
off.
1!
I'm gonna pinch it off and get out of here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blank space with a clash. Go ahead.
Fighting for pull it down.
So go ahead and clash me. I clashed a 6. You clashed a 4. Please take that 1 damage. With my regards. And thanks for playing. If you're not gonna poop, I'm gonna beat the poop out of you.
I already
Go
got
ahead.
it all out of me.
2. 1, 2. Boss event club. Everyone has to roll to save on my 5. And you crack it with a 6.
Oh,
Yeah, roll it again.
3. That's a damage. That's a damage. That's a damage. Man, it's Halloween. I'm dealing out some damage like it's candy right now. Let's go. So that was your turn. So go ahead. 4. The 1. Make it a 2.
I lay down boss damage.
Nice. Boss takes the damage. Boss at 9. By rolling a 2, you skip over the boss damage space to land on the blank space.
Oh, man.
Go ahead. 5 keeps you alive. 1, 2, 3, 4 AP recovery. We'll say. Does your character on the other side of your sheet need to recover AP?
I haven't used any AP.
All right. Underneath your HP lines, I'll go ahead and give you guys AP because, as far as on your other character sheets. We'll give you 4. We'll give you 4 as well. So the two of you have 4. And you each have 2. Right. As soon as you gain a level, you might get something you can use it for.
Okay.
Nice. Go ahead. 6. And roll it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a treasure space. Unfortunately, you've arrived too late to the party. All the treasure is taken. They are leaving some stuff in there, though.
Check it out.
You don't lose anything?
Some good stuff.
Wow. That's not the right kind of loot you want to come in a looting street.
Two adventurers call it trick or
A
treat.
6. A 6. The treasure space.
I want to take a poop in it. Let me do my reroll.
Oh, that is a second 6. That is a second 6.
Dude,
Ooh. All right, can I roll the poop in it now?
Yeah, absolutely.
A 1. I guess I just didn't eat that much that day.
Yeah, you see, triple 6s would be a direct kick right in his 6. His 3. So you gotta move 6. 1, 2, clash. 4, 5, club. So with clash first, I clash on a 2. I take a damage. I'm at 8, and now a club. Everyone has to roll.
1.
Everyone has to roll to evade my save roll, which is a 5. That's 1 damage. That is tied. Okay. That is a damage. And that is a damage. Dishing them out. Dishing them out.
So I don't take damage?
No. Veditt is at 8. And is it your turn then? Wait.
No,
You just landed on... Oh, you just landed on club, so it's your turn. Okay, you got it. A 2. That is 1 or 2. Oh, you guys love these treasure spaces. You don't feel bad for only putting 4 treasures in this game. I think it'll take a long time to get them.
It's okay. We're putting some more in there.
Oh, that's okay. The next board will be well adjusted. It'll have the loot. It'll have the loot. So go ahead. 1. Blank space.
That's 9.
Oh,
Wait, is
oh,
it, is that you?
I got you.
I'm sorry.
Blank space. Go ahead. A 4. 1, 2, 3. The annex space. If you roll higher than a 5, you will take over annexation. That's a 3.
I was like, I want that. I'm gonna make it into like a bird sanctuary or something.
A 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clash. All right, we're clashing. I clash on a 3. That is a 5. I take a damage. I'm at 7. Go ahead. A 4. 1, 2, 3. 1 player damage. You take a damage. Go ahead. Whipping. A 5. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, blank space. Go ahead. These are working this board. 3. That's a clash to blank space. Let's clash. A clash of 3. Clash of 2. Take damage. Go ahead. A 6. Roll it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll it again. You have to roll again space.
Oh my gosh.
Booking around the track. 3. 1, 2. What is that?
1 boss damage.
I'm at 6. Go ahead. Who will deal the killing blow? That's what I've got to know. Who will deal the killing blow? Roll it again. It says roll again.
Oh, that's what I landed on? Nice.
That is a 4. 1, 2, 3. Boss event whip. Roll to get a save against my 3. That's a 2. You fail. That is a 4. That is a 2. Fail. All the 2s.
No,
Y'all get you actually hopping over. It's like jump rope. So hopping over so the everyone else gets hit with the effect. And who landed on that?
Me.
Okay, so yeah, so now it's your turn and with no penalty. 3, 1, 2. Is that boss event whip again? Oh wow.
Oh man.
This is for another -1. Mine was a 6. No, it knocked it. It knocked into a 5, but I did roll a 6. So this is another save roll against another whip. It's a fail. Go ahead. It's a fail. And it's a fail. So now you already had a -1, right? So now you have a -2 going into this turn.
So do I have a negative?
Yeah, it means all 3 of you have a -2 actually.
I would like to use my meditation this day and roll for some HP.
What a wise way to take the turn and to not roll on a penalty. It's 3 HP.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's wise. I'll give you a rake point. That's what great tactics. Go ahead. That is a 3 minus 2, which is a soft 1.
Or no.
Wow,
Expensive
everyone
loss
on the
effect,
whip
man.
space. You still haven't gotten your -2 to resolve yet, and you have to roll another whip. It's a 5.
Oh my god.
That is a fail.
I have -3.
That is a pass.
I have -3.
Go ahead, guys. That is a pass.
Oh, thank God.
That's a tie. So we'll say that it's a pass because you didn't fail. So you
Can
get
I roll my six?
Negative.
Kyle, so
you get -3 to your next. Yeah, and everyone who got a 6 can roll their 6s again. 5 and a 1. So you get a -3 to your roll this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wish I could just do something.
That's a 2 minus 3. I'm not gonna move you backwards, but you move somehow less than 0 by standing still.
Do this one?
Yeah, you move 0. You move 0.
I can't move backwards.
No, you can't move
Are you
backwards.
sure?
I'm sure. Go ahead. Go ahead. 3.
3 minus 1.
That 3 minus 1 is 2. And you're all here neck and neck.
Clash.
Clash me. Veditt clashes a 1, and you clash a 6.
Nice.
Oh,
He takes a damage. He's a 5. Go ahead. That's a 1. Boss event club. Everyone roll to evade a damage. On my 6, you gotta roll. That's a damage.
I'm sorry.
I'm a beast. I'm a beast.
6.
Oh, it's the
Go
save.
ahead and reroll it. Oh.
That's a damage. And that is a damage. And I'll roll my bonus. Go ahead. 4.
So I'm right over here. 1, 2, 3.
Clash.
4.
Clash me. I clash a 5. You clash a 6.
Wow.
I'm at 4. I'm at 4 HP. Go ahead. Veditt Ovanen is near death. Cracks a 6 plus 1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Plus 1.
Go
Go ahead.
Choose 6.
That's what I wondered about the one. Right?
Oh, I gotta reroll my 6.
Oh, indeed. It's a second 6.
Oh,
Dude.
Is it time? Is it time?
The statistics.
Oh, it's a triple 6! Let's go!
Nice.
Oh man, amazing,
Oh.
amazing. We'll say that it dealt the critical
Crazy.
damage then, putting him at 2 HP.
Rolled it for my fight with him, dude. Slapping him around. Got him with the kitty club.
Nice.
3.
3.
The empty treasure box. Go ahead. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clash. Clash me. I take a damage. I'm at 1. Whoever's going to deal the 1 damage to me now will land the kill shot on Veditt Ovanen. Go ahead.
2.
It's a 2.
1.
1 boss damage! Let's go!
Nice.
Nice. And so with that, you guys dealt enough damage to him by pushing him back and hitting him with your attacks, distracting him so you could lurch in close to strike off a magical move. You basically were running around him throughout the whole entire kind of battle, just trying to keep him distracted to where no one was directly in front of him to take the full brunt of his damage. But that was definitely enough. That was 25 damage. Veditt Ovanen is defeated. And so now,
Can we pour the poop chest on him like a Cola or a Gatorade after a football game?
I was gonna put him in the poop chest.
So what happens now is, he literally just falls onto his knees and just falls forward, just dead. All the other ogres who were kind of standing around, all start turning and literally fleeing the encampment, running back along the beach or running along this way.
Some of them?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Please.
A 2. Well, you're not really able to hit any of them as in all the chaos and the confusion. They're all just running for the hills, all scattering off in different directions. All of the the prisoners, and some of them had been sort of unfortunately, a couple of them got caught up in fighting with ogres and lie defeated on the ground. But the majority of them, all at a huzzah, they have their freedom. You know, a lot of them are cheering jubilantly. You know, they've set not going to set fire to anything, but they're building, taking a big bonfire, and they're building a big bonfire in the center of the encampment, and they're sort of piling on ogre bodies on top of it, and some of their stuff. They're already going inside of the houses, and they're like taking out some of their stuff, and they're throwing it out into the. They're like sacking the place and turning it back into their encampment, as you kind of freed them, and so. Ilmig, the dwarf, you know, runs up to you excitedly, and he's like, "Oh, thank you guys, thank you so much for you've freed us. Tell the king that he can send his men and we can rebuild. It's great news." So so as far as experience on your guys's on your regular cards, you guys they all get 50 experience. Not on your regular characters, on the back on your board game characters.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They get 50 experience, and then your main characters get. Let's say they get that much half. Let's say they get 25 experience.
Cool.
But everybody gets a little something. They whooped that battle board. It took a little bit of time. How long did you guys plan that battle board for? Like an hour?
Yeah.
Around there.
Felt like we all went around at least 2.
Yeah, they went around. They went around.
I came
Until,
late.
right, they got to
You
10.
guys at least went around.
But
4
they guys
times.
went around a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Nice. So now that the encampment has been freed, the prisoners are running into the houses and that nice long house and taking all the stuff out. You were the character that ended up with the holding pens at the end of it, right?
Yeah.
So that means that you have the ownership card, and you can put it as an item in your inventory if you want.
Fantastic.
Holding pens, they call them that. They were once used for animals, but then they were rebuilt and refashioned to hold things that were bigger. So as you the door had been burst off. That was a flame, and so the structure hasn't burnt down at all, to the point to where as everyone is kind of celebrating and looting and kind of slapped on the back and shaking your guys' hands, and like all these prisoners like, "Oh, thank you guys."
Yeah.
And some of them see the slime kind of bouncing around with you guys. They're not really paying it any mind. It showed up. They maybe thought that it was with you guys all along, perhaps. But it's they're celebrating, and everyone is raucous and excited. You go into the holding pens themselves, and it was really just a bunch of benches that were laid out. They kind of had to sleep on the floor. But this is your structure now. Like, this is your building now because you annexed it. And so as you're kind of looking around, you see the 2 long benches and the wooden half planks that are up against it for the walls of the perimeter. And walking all the way to one other end, you see that there is a heavy metal chest sitting there. It has a thick lock hole on it, as if you need a chest key to open it. But it is a metal strongbox. You can call it a metal strongbox, and you put it in inventory. Requires 1 chest key to open.
Can I go over and try to open it?
As soon as you hear the rattling of metal, right? You're like, treasure. So yeah, you have to walking into the holding pens. You as you sort of hold the box out, and yeah, it's just a metal box. It's about this big, right? It was sat down under it was almost like it was buried, but the top of it had been maybe laid out or exposed through all the skirmishing and all the what's been happening as far as in the encounter. So holding it seems like it's kind of heavy. You take the chest key, right, and you click. That uses the chest key. You can keep it if you want, but it doesn't open anything else except for that chest.
Let's get rid of it.
All right, metal lockbox flips open, and inside there's what looks like it was a bunch of valuables that the prisoners had that they were sort of locked away. Of course, I know they're not going to mind if you just go ahead and help yourself to them, right?
Yeah. They better not mind.
Yeah.
And so there was an amount of mil. We'll say that would be about 50 mil worth of money, and that was amongst all of them when it got taken. You also find
So do we all get 50 mil?
it was just 50, just 150. You also get we'll say you get a brooch, and we'll say you get a regular copper ring. And there's also a nice bracelet in there. It looks like a silver bracelet. So the box had quite a bit of valuables in it that had been locked away. Only able to open it with the chest key, which I shouldn't have thought it was going to be a big issue to get to that chest key because you guys sacked the hell out of it, sacked it into the ground. So so now the encampment has been freed, and as things are starting to settle down now, as the bonfire in the center of the encampment is just raging. With the bodies of fallen enemies and all of their possessions and things that nobody wanted.
Can I take the chest with the guy in it?
The guy is like, if you put him in the chest, he'll break the chest. He's so big.
Oh, can I just like take his head and bring it as proof?
Yeah, you can have the head of Veditt Ovanen, sure.
You should put the head in the chest.
Can I use the chest that the key just went in?
Present that to
Will the head fit in that?
No,
Oh.
no, that was that was just a little lockbox.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that. I don't need the
I do get to
lockbox.
keep that lockbox, right?
Sure.
You can have the lockbox with the key to it.
Oh, with the key to it. Hey, that's right.
Key.
That means you have a locked box. That's pretty valuable, actually. Nice.
Something there.
So now, as things start to settle down, you guys realize that there's been a slime jumping around with you guys. Like, he was fighting.
Draw a picture of what he looks like.
He jumped in and he was fighting.
He's adorable.
He jumped in and he was fighting against Veditt.
I love
let me see this.
Yeah,
Slime.
that's,
I get him a little music notes.
Let's go. What a
I dig
slime.
that.
So you did jump into the fight, and so they accepted you're battling with them. But now the battle's over. The three of you are like, oh well, it's a slime. Like it's amazing. You helped us. They seem grateful to you that you helped them defeat that big Taskmaster. But you three are confused generally as to where it came from or why it helped you.
I'm Slippy, the slime of song. I saw you guys had a little struggle going on, and saw you were going to be the winning side, and I wanted to turn my life around and not be adventurer fodder.
Well, fantastic.
That's right.
I'll give him both of my little daggers if he can take them. I don't
You-
know how that's going to work.
You can put them in your inventory, and you'll just say that they're just floating inside of his body mass.
Yeah, I've got them listed as
Can I hold
2
both
long
daggers in my
daggers.
little nubs.
Yeah, you can equip it. Yeah, just put in your weapon slot. Underneath that, put dagger times 2.
Yeah, it's 2 long daggers.
Nice.
Very trusting right off the bat.
The loot.
Oh, we got some.
Nice. So I was about to say, you guys defeated Veditt Ovanen. The prisoners were free. They've started to already convert the encampment or the outpost back over to belong to King Helena, right? So they're going to be in that slow process. Again, the sun is set all the way at this point, and so it's nighttime. And so they would Ilmig would bid you guys to either go to sleep inside of Veditt's house, which was that nice big mahogany longhouse. Those were his personal quarters. Ilmig begs you guys, if you want to go to sleep in there, you definitely can. And then as soon as the sun sets up, as soon as the sun rises, I will say, you could then take off back towards Helena. Or you could walk all night. It's known to be dangerous, but you could definitely do it. But again, it would be a good night's sleep.
I mean, we might as well. It's not like we're gonna walk long, and even if we did, we'd just be camping or in danger.
Yeah, I might as well stay here. Safety numbers.
Okay. Well, Ilmig and another former prisoner, they show you inside of his longhouse. I mean, it's got a big, wide open sort of sleeping area with like extravagant animal fur stretched out along the ground, and a nice big pot-bellied lantern that's covered, that's just spilling out heat, keeping the place warm. You even see a couple of what look like crude books sitting on a shelf. Some of his big personal coats and cloaks and clothes hanging on racks. An eating area where there's like meat and a big cleaver stuck into a board where food is prepared. Just a big, long, wide sort of
How
one
big is
room.
the cleaver?
It's big enough for him to hold, so it's a giant cleaver.
Can I take it, or is it?
You can take it.
Nice.
No one will care if you take that cleaver. Sure. You've got it. You can be cleaving. And so yeah, if you guys wanted to kind of settle up on any of the animal skins that are down on the ground over here in the sleeping section, and again that pot-bellied lantern spilling out so much heat that it's almost like a fire. So as you guys would curl up around it, it would be super comfortable and you would fall asleep right away.
I want to bounce around the camp, look to see if the ogres took any instruments from people, so I have something to play.
Oh, roll a 1d6.
And I was gonna ask Ilmig if he could like see to the holding
3.
pins. Like just try to fix the hole that we burned in and let everybody out.
Okay, so you were looking around for instruments. We'll say the only thing that you found here was somebody's reed whistle. So you can put that in your inventory. It's a reed whistle.
Cool.
And that's just a thin, like a hardened bit of grass that's been broken off in such a way to where you can blow out of like a whistle.
Nice.
And talking to Ilmig, you let him know that you've annexed the what used to be the holding pens now, and you want to repurpose them like right away. He said they'll get started on that with everything else that they're doing. And what did you want to turn it into?
Just back to what it originally was for like animals, but
Yeah.
I wanted to make it more towards like birds, being that I've got kind of like a bird man.
All right, so then keeping it covered. Then I mean, it'll take time to make it like an aviary to call it that, but it'd be a birdhouse up until that point, and so they'll work on that. But as far as this outpost redeveloping itself, it will take a slow amount of time.
Of course.
But if you guys go back to Hamlina and make a parlay with the king, and you convince him to send more people faster, you can then work to accelerate its growth.
Fantastic.
Because then people will show up in more numbers, and they'll work to build things faster.
Fantastic.
Nice. So, yeah, does that you guys anything else you guys want to do before you retire for the night?
Do they have any kind of like something similar to like an arsenal or anything like that?
As far as weapons, well, Veditt Ovanen had his weapons, which was a massive battle club, which currently no one yet has the strength to wield, or his Taskmaster's whip.
Can I take that whip?
You can.
Cool.
Can I use my smooth mist and bust off the tooth that has the
Yes.
ring in it?
Off his head. That's Veditt's.
He's dead. We could
That's
take all
Vet-
his jewelry.
That's
Yeah.
Veditt's pierced tooth. Yeah, it's true. He was defeated.
I have the head.
Let me see that for a second.
I'll
Bust the tooth off.
use Tune by the bonfire.
Yep. Go ahead. And if you hit a 6, you want to use the reed whistle.
Also, since it's nighttime, I'll use all my MP to just play throughout the night and follow the tunes. So
Okay.
I guess that's 2.
Does tune cost MP?
Oh no, it's just a turn.
Yep.
So you can just play.
Oh, never mind.
You can
I'll
just
be
literally
playing all
just play.
Fantastic, bro.
night. All right, hot crossbones at the bonfire. Let's go.
A 3. Well, it's buns, all right.
Lukewarm buns.
All right, so nice. So I'll give you a bunch of consecutive rolls throughout the night, as we'll say that everyone generally either goes off to sleep or wanders around helping people here and there, rebuilding things and setting things back up. But generally, the night kind of goes on in that way, all the way until everyone goes to sleep, and then we pitch it until the morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a brief intermission, and then we'll come back, and then we'll probably do a couple of night games before y'all wake up, right?
Let's go.
Can I do one meditate before sleep though?
Oh, yeah. You want to meditate one time? That is a 4. Wait, is that a 1D?
Oh, that's a D4.
That's a 1D4 on meditate.
look at me.
A 1.
Can I also attempt to maybe pickpocket one of the people?
You're gonna pickpocket their loincloth?
Yeah, for real. What do they have that you can
Former prisoners?
They've got no
You're gonna
pockets,
pickpocket
and he
Yeah.
wants to pick their pockets.
Oh,
All right.
You should know I'm gonna try.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick necessities break. We'll be back in a few minutes to do some night games and to celebrate their victory over Veditt Ovanen. See you guys in just
Excelsior.
a few minutes.
Welcome back.
It wasn't.
Man,
It wasn't.
okay.
I want body parts.
Don't take away from me.
Nice. Well, welcome back. We had a brief intermission and a necessities break. Thank you guys for watching or for when you come on back. We are going to be getting right back into it. But as the characters are, we're going to say they're sleeping because they, at the end of a long night of rescuing for one and battle boarding, and then after that, looting and joining in the revelry, we'll say they.
We get a refresh for sleeping, right?
Yeah. This will be a long rest to say that you'll have your HP and your AP restored to full. Nice. So, as you sleep, who has the highest charisma?
I have 3.
I have 4.
I have 2.
Yes.
Wow, the Namekian is so good looking. It's incredible. So we'll say you were dreaming again that instead of walking up on a mountain and peak this time, you were walking through a dense forest, just trudging over brush and under broken logs and around huge wide trees and through brambling thickets. And you just walking for seemingly hours, right? Until you start to smell what could be smoke and you hear the ring of steel up ahead. So you try to push your way through a dense bit of thicket to see what it is. Just then, everything just sort of falls away, and this crystalline blue skies ahead, and nothing but that white, fluffy sort of, is it clouds at your feet? It's only up to about your ankles. So you're kind of just walking forward without seeming any sense of time or direction. Someone happens to nudge you in the shoulder. Yeah, looking over, it's Irvin. He nods at you, not really directly at you, but he nods like at you.
Happily looks right past me.
Yeah, and then before you know it, behind you comes the Khajiit Sprinkles, counting his coins, right, making sure everything is there, making sure the math is right, because you got to make sure the math is right when you receive money.
Oh yeah.
It's very important, very important. So, but as he walks up behind you guys, he's like, man, the one thing about this place is that there's no pockets to pick. And then he eyes you both suspiciously.
I can feel you eyeing me.
And, normally you wouldn't think to look, but, you're bounding along with them, right? Except for they're all like, and so their knees are higher when you're just sort of normally bouncing around. When you take a bigger form and something, you grow, of course, but normally you're kind of smaller in stature. And so you hear Slippy call out, and he says,
I don't say anything. I just start playing the reed whistle.
oh, go ahead and try to roll a tune. Roll D6.
Try to practice my hot cross buns.
Ooh, it's a 3. It's definitely a little warmer than last time. Just making some tooting, spitting sounds out of the...
Come along, friend.
So, and as the four of you are kind of standing there in this ethereal plane, somebody else is up ahead there walking off in the distance, walking towards you, and as he draws ever closer, you see that, though his legs are moving, his body isn't bounding up and down. Is he pretending to walk, yet gliding along the surface? It's a strange thing to behold. As he comes upon you, it must be the visage of Stevie Mill. He says, "Oh no, it's not Levy Mill tonight."
So we don't get 40,000 mil pots.
Look, let me tell you what. When those checks came across my desk, and I'm just like, Pay the order of who for 50,000 mil for winning an Edorak game? I'm like, what the?
It's pronounced Rue.
It's like just. I had to tear up a lot of those checks because they just kept coming in for some reason. I don't know. But here in this ethereal dreamscape, and we'll say as Stevie Mill sort of does this motion with his hands, and the sound around you sort of becomes what's almost like the forest at night. You hear the chittering of crickets, frogs croaking off, squirrels scrambling up trees, and the cawing of birds roosting in the canopy above. So all of a sudden you find yourselves all standing in the dense forest. Now it's more like the sound happened, and as soon as you heard the sound, you looked around and you were there. Stevie Mill standing there with you. It's like, somebody was having a dream that they were navigating what was really just a rough-looking forest. It's like, if that was a real place, it's probably pretty awful. And we'll say that everyone is standing right now in the center of this incredibly dense, labyrinth-like forest. And so if you guys each pick one direction and take off, I would assume the fastest person would probably get out first.
Take it off.
Roll one, so you go ahead and roll 1d6. Now everyone go ahead and roll a 1d6 as all four of you break off, running off in a different direction. Say 5, 3, 4, and a 6. Let's go. Roll it again. So 2 sixes. Almost started it out with some heat. Almost started out with some heat. Good day. So in the order that it was though, 5. Well, put your 6. What did you roll?
4.
A 4. Okay, nice. So that would mean that even with your agility, and you were kind of ready for the challenge, Drum took off with such a surprising burst of speed that he jolted out ahead of you as you go bolting off in the opposite direction. And we'll say because you got to roll first, I'll let you pick which cardinal direction you started running in.
The east.
Is that west?
Ooh, what a philosophical question. I've been put into a dilemma. Out of praise for Patrick's star, I will go west.
Go east. So as you take off running, right? He says, "I'm going east, guys. I'm gonna get there first." He clearly is going west. You're not quite sure why he said that. As he clearly bolts off, start running west, hopping over a log, and he disappears off under the foliage of the woods. So you're going west, and which way are you going then?
North.
North. Okay, hang on. Okay, so Strum. And you said you were going which way?
North.
Okay. Between east and south?
Can I also go east?
You can definitely go the same direction as another player. But if there's anything to be found along the way and they're ahead of you, they'll certainly find them first and you won't be able to recover them. And that each path may have different items along it. If you go the same way as someone else, you can catch up to them and probably even surpass them. But they always run the chance of having to split the loot. Or if you want to take somebody's loot, you can race ahead of them now that they've already chosen a direction.
What have I done to you?
You have some options. You have some options.
Come for me, I dare you.
I am petty, not greedy. I'll support whoever's doing whatever. This is my first adventure.
Your first night game. Well, not just your first night game, but this will be the first time a night game where I've kind of dropped you guys into like a survival race situation to where you can either follow after someone or go your own direction.
Well, I am still anti-Levi, so I'll go the same
You're
direction.
going north.
Yep,
Okay.
going north.
Good.
All right, and so that leaves it down to you with east and south not taken.
We'll go south.
Go south. Okay. Stevie Mill. As everyone kind of takes off in directions, Stevie Mill kind of looks east and goes. Stevie Mill will take off east. All right. Nice. And so, who rolled first in that sequence that time? So was it down to 6? And actually, we'll say that this will be. I'll just keep a running total with regular d6s of your guys' numbers. That's fine. Let's do it over here. So go ahead and everyone roll yours again, because you won the last one. I'll give you a +1. I'll give you a +1 bonus to this one.
Cool.
You're ahead. So everyone roll again. That is a 5 + 1. That is a 2. That is a 2.
Fighting you for
That is a 5.
I'm gonna stab you.
It's the mark.
Stab your jellies.
Let me spread on bread.
I'm gonna pick your pocket while we're running.
Stab your jelly sounds like a euphemism.
You have to have a bag.
Stab your jelly sounds like a euphemism.
Where's it all still in the jelly?
It's always floating around.
You can see it. On
Nice. So how this plays out is that you were already the one bounding off, running as fast as you could, even to the point to where as heavy thorns were hitting you on your sides, you weren't relenting, letting them just scratch you, running almost haphazardly, across a long stretch of a down tree, as it slopes down to a big bit of a downhill section, you find yourself building up speed. And as you come down to that bottom and you see it's another steep bit of a glade all the way up, thick bits of trees and brush all over the place. Taking that momentum, you start pounding your legs going up, and as soon as you do, you notice that there's something hanging from one of the branches of the trees. You're almost going to run past where you can almost just reach off and grab it as you're running. It's what looks like a wooden sigil.
Cool. Should I have a separate thing for like Dream World?
No. These are real in-game items. It's a wooden sigil.
Yeah, I got you.
Nice. And so, and on a 5, you were going south, and instead of the kind of terrain that he's encountering, you already come to a spot where it's a thick bit of a just not very deep stretch of water, like stretching across 40 or 50 feet, with a lot of the trees and the roots growing up and out of it, so where you have to kind of splash through the water as you're running around a tree and over a bit of a wet section of rock, and so you kind of have to carefully navigate. But on the other side, you see what looks like a skeleton of some sort, skeletal bones all over the place. They have, bones inside of what look like just a decayed chest plate, all worn away, but they did have what looks like a fine cloak over their back. So you can, as you're running by, you could reach down and grab it.
For sure.
And on a pair of 2s, on a pair of 2s, that is, as you were confidently kind of striding ahead, not really paying any attention to anything going on behind you, leap over around a tree, and you shuffle down a bit of a hill there, and as you stop for a second, and you're just like, yeah, this is, all of a sudden past you goes, slipping, just splashing past you, and you're like, so now as you take off, he's just a neck ahead of you.
Man. I'm gonna get you.
All right, and so who won that one? You won that one?
Can I use my feline
I
form
think so, yeah.
to run faster?
Ooh.
I played the Bleed Wild Bounce.
Yeah.
You can always try. Yeah, because it is just kind of a once a turn move. Ooh, so close on that one. Hit the 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my feline form.
With a 4? Okay.
That's for the amount of time, right?
Yes, he seems to be taking it seriously now as you are bounding ahead. And it comes to a section where rocks come up, and it's a little just like a little craggy to where narrowly you shuffle in between, have to go up and around a tree. So you're having trouble kind of bouncing up and around through this tight little section. Hearing a behind you, turning around, he's over on all fours like this, like bounding, like a large cat, his tail flapping out behind him. So you did win. So you did win that. So you get a +1 to this one. So everyone, go ahead and roll them again. That is a 2 + 1. That is a 3. That is a 3. and a 1.
Oh.
Almost. I'll give everyone who got a 3, I'll give you each of you 33 mil.
Wow.
I mean, I was just waiting for you just
I
to
didn't want to roll it. But...
look at this fine sequence of rolls right here. A 3, a 3, a 3, a 1, and a 1. So, I should subtract who got you got the 1, and who else got the 1? Oh, it was only 4.
You got the 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even roll.
Oh.
I'm putting 1s up there. Stevie Mill gets a 3.
Oh, whoa.
Wow.
Wow. Well, okay. I don't really find anything either. So, to say that the terrain became difficult, would be an understatement. As you were bounding, you scratch up the rocky side of the wall, and there's trees above it as the ground kind of came up right there, hitting dirt and roots. You scramble back down, and you almost kind of hit the side of your body against the side of the tree awkwardly. Very unfeline-like. And with everyone else getting a 3, that does bound you ahead to where you're able to kind of get free of that section. But now it goes down what looks like a steep embankment, and the trees are growing either almost straight up or straight out, to where you stop for a second and you're like, oh, if I go down this thing, I might end up. You have to be super careful. So the next roll.
Can I mold myself into a spear, like a spear with a spring, or like some sort of pogo spear, so I can like bounce and then shoot myself down there?
So, I mean, yes, but in that, because the spring is such a lot of well-defined shape, like I said, you probably have to hit the 6. You would still probably manage to jump off and out, but then there's no telling what will happen when you land.
I take the risk.
That is a 1.
Oh man.
So,
I thought mine was bad, but
I'll sustain an L.
so that is going to give you it's going to give you a negative modifier around on your next roll. So, and as far as the tie, you did win that one, so you actually are going to get loot at the end of it. Believe that.
what?
Yeah, he's still going to be ahead of you.
Oh man.
All right. So, so as you prepare to crouch and spring out, again, it comes to where you had, made your way through that first section pretty easily over the water, and as it comes up to an embankment now, you notice that it's pretty steep, and there are some trees, but a lot of it, because of a recent rain or a watershed, perhaps, is all just mud. So you're just like, you can smell it, and you can even hear the water sort of hitting it and lapping off of it. So as you scramble up to it, you just start, So that's where we've got you set up at. So yeah, everyone rolled 3s, so nobody got any loot that turn. You're gonna get yours on the next turn because of how far. Well, because you hit the 1. And so that.
Okay.
Couldn't cover the distance. So now, who won? Oh, well, nobody won that. So there's no bonuses going into this round. Everyone go ahead and roll a d6. A 6.
Reroll it.
A 5. Respectable. Not a 6, but respectable. Deuce. And a 1. Oh. Nice. So you sprang off and ahead so far, but as the coil kind of goes out from beneath you, you were trying to think of something in the air to shape it for when you're going to land, but the ground now is rushing away from you so fast, and you're picking up speed. So now you're kind of panicked as you kind of half slam into a tree, spin around a couple times like this, kind of landing against another one, sliding down. Well, your character doesn't take it. Your character doesn't take any damage, but we're gonna say you're gonna be. This will work out because of what he rolled. So he hits. You land on the ground, on the grass, with the thick bit of bramble all around you, stunned. Right, your whole body is sort of swooning from the impact. You're there you're not sure how long you're there. It must just be a couple seconds until you hear a pounding up coming next to you. You stop, right? It took you forever to scramble down that hill on all fours, your feline form, just making sure you didn't pick up enough speed to where you would hurt yourself. You eventually kind of skittered, came to a stop, and as you stood up and started running, you took about 20 or 30 steps, and you saw Slippy just taking a nap up against a tree.
I'll be like, you alright?
I just slipped into something I don't do.
What? Aren't you the master of that?
I know, I slip in. I'm struggling to slip out right now.
Oh. See ya.
As he, goes around that tree and you try to get your senses together to chase after him, you notice that you landed on something. It's kind of painful, but your slime body just kind of molded kind of over it. It looks like a discarded backpack.
Wow.
Ooh.
That was the loot.
Can I wear it?
It's an item and it goes in your inventory. Yeah, it's an accessory, so if you have an open...
What is it, like a trapper?
So you can put both daggers in the weapon slot, and you can use this for an armor slot.
Okay.
And you can use those bottom two little squares for accessory slots. Get this set up. So he did recover the loot, though because of the penalty in your 5, that did get you guys caught up even, and the two of you had such difficulty navigating up the mud, you got halfway up and it slid you all the way back down. And as you were, getting ready to come around a tree to face the next section, just those thick, tangling moss of spider webs just flattening over your face, all over. It got inside of your cloak a little bit as you pull your hands up and try to brush it all away at one time. Just sticky, and now you're just kind of paranoid that there's spiders on you. Right. So that takes it around to, he's going into like turn 3 now, right? Going into turn 3, there's been some loot recovered, but you guys need to pick up the pace if you're going to try to get out first. You guys go ahead and roll in the set. That is a 6. Nice.
This is speedy slow.
A 2. A 4. And a 3.
Rolling all these 6s. You're gonna get all the loot.
Stevie Mill. Hits a 5. Good. Stevie Mill's gonna find one something. Let's go. Yeah, so, easily, once you kind of get your bearings together, you realize you landed on an item, you spin around and you start taking off. Boom. Trying to move as quickly as you can under the smaller sections of branches to where it would come to what looks like an open clearing. And as you come up to it, you see what looks like rope bridges that are just one thin strand of rope that go across what looks like a gap in the ground that looks like it's at least 40 feet long. And you already, at this point, as you come up to it, you already see him like 4 or 5 steps out on one of them, just like doing this number. He's a Khajiit with tail out, behind him. So he's doing a pretty good job of shuffling along the rope. So
I'll use my daggers to slice the rope.
So go ahead and roll to cut his rope. And you're going to roll the you have to roll to grab the rope and hang on to it. That's a 2 to cut the rope, and a 5 for the grab. So you are able to just walk over, nonchalantly, taking the dagger, slamming it out of your body like this, and as you walk up to it, you kind of watching him behind you as you stomp on the rope, and you turn around and you say, "Don't do it." He walks up closer to it, holding the knife higher up, and you say, "Hey, don't you do it." One of your hand grabs the rope, wondering if he's actually going to do it. He just looks up at you for a second and goes, instantly that feeling of weightlessness as the whole taut rope gives away. You grab it with your other hand as you swing down like this towards the other side of the rock wall. You slam into it with your full broadside of your body. Boom! Your unconsciousness almost leaves you for a second from the pain all over your face and the front of your body as you're barely managing to hold on. So now you're shuffle down a little bit, go down a little further. Now you're about 8 feet from the top that you have to climb up.
I can climb that.
So that's going to, wow. And we'll say if you guys can clear, who first one to clear that one, we'll get the loot on the other side. But as you go over to another rope and kind of get on it, because you took your turn to do that, you see him down at the other end, frantically trying to find foothold to grab onto his cut section of rope.
So I have 2 daggers.
Yeah.
I guess during this time while I'm on the other rope bridge, I'm gonna throw the dagger at him.
Nice. So that will be you coming around on your next turn. So as you this drum hitting a 3, you you know.
It's war out here for loot.
It is, bro. It is.
That's sick.
So and you come up to where the woods reaches to where the trees get thicker and closer together until you come to what looks like a rocky section of wall, going up, you know, about 40 or 50 feet, with hard, thick trees that are entangling vines going up each side. As you walk up to it, molded pieces of rock almost seem to come folding out in certain spots, indicating for you to grab them, but that will be up to you. So with a 3, you hopped up on it and you start scaling up, and you get up about maybe about 12 or 15 feet before you stop and realize that they're getting actually pretty far apart, and your fingers and your wrists are already starting to ache.
Can I use my Namekian stretching abilities to cover more ground and climb up?
Yeah, I'll say if in the middle of your turn, if you hit a 6 on it, we'll say it will make a difference.
The stretch is a D4.
Oh, a D4. Okay, then yeah, then you'll have to hit the 4.
Dang.
Oh, it's a 1. So the turns restart. You hit the 6, so you get a +1 bonus to your next roll. Everyone roll. That's a 4. That's a 4 + 1. It's a 5. That is a 5. Fantastic. Loot. Let's fucking go with 6. Nice. Well, you know what that means? Almost everyone is probably going to get some loot. So, well, Stevie Mill gets a roll. Maybe I was talking about Stevie Mill. Ooh, he only hit a 1. Well, that's okay. That's okay. So starting with your 6, you know, gritting your teeth in determination, your wings flatter out behind you as you hop up as hard as you can, scrambling the mud, eventually getting up to a point where you can grab a tree to hoist yourself up, to kind of hop at it again. You're scrambling, getting mud inside your, inside all your clothing and smeared all over your face and inside your mouth. You eventually get to the top, hoisting yourself up and over, rolling over onto your back and letting out a breath in exasperation. And as you land your hand out, your hand kind of just actually hits something. Looking over, oh wow! It looks like it's an icicle, but it's clear. Mm-hmm. And as you grab it, it's not really cold. It just looks like one, but it's more like a glass. It's more like a glass pick.
Cool. Sweet.
So we get coming around to your turn. You were setting up. Oh yeah. So gritting again. So you're halfway stuck up the wall, and you weren't really sure if you were gonna have the wherewithal to make it all the way, or if you were just gonna maybe drop back down and rest and try again. But adrenaline courses through your veins as you feel yourself getting spurned on as you reach out to grab one, and you making 3 or 4 kind of desperate, long striding motions to grab a handhold to a foothold. Get to the point to where you can finally grab some of the roots and some of the clods of grass and hoist yourself up to where you're pulling yourself up over on your stomach. You kind of get up, sucking in your breath in raspy gasps. You have sweat dripping off of your forehead. You can't believe you climbed all of that. And the woods spreads out ahead of you as you put your hand up against a tree to take a breath like this. You branches hit something, and you look down to the ground to where it tumbled at, and you see flowers planted in the ground there. They don't look like ordinary flowers. They're like a bright orange, bit of a poppy flower, like this big around.
I'll kind of like scoop it out with the root intact and all that. And...
Yeah, sure.
All right.
They're called citrine poppies.
Cool.
Nice. Well, Sprinkles hit the 5. Sprinkles hit the 5 on this one, didn't he? So, as you were rolling a 4, you were...
Well, I think I got the 4.
Well, you got the
He
4, and you got the
+1.
+1, so you did get the 5. I have these dice flipped around. So, as you're scrambling, you finally get a couple of, tight grip on the rope. You manage to hoist yourself up enough, putting your feet against the wall, to where you can, get your legs underneath the rope, and you can really just try to hoist and get yourself up there as quickly as possible. As you were kind of carefully skirting along the rope bridge, you're watching him make his ascent. You want to, if he's going to roll to throw, then you're going to roll to see it coming and try to evade. So each of you roll a d6.
What's happening?
He's throwing it. He said he wanted to throw a knife. He said he wanted to take one of his knives and literally just cast it at you while he's bridging.
I'll take back that.
Oh.
I'll take back that.
Oh. In a sign of benevolence, if I may. Hey. In a sign of benevolence, as you are casting the dagger back in your slimed body, ready to cast it, you suddenly stay your hand.
I decided to also cut the rope on my bridge too.
So that's going to be a lot more difficult for you to deal with. But you can definitely cut it from behind you or cut it from ahead of you. Let me go back.
Definitely behind me. I feel like that'd be the safer option.
Okay, then that changes the way I was thinking about it a little bit. And so watching how effortlessly the Khajiit did it, you're like, well, if the cat can do it, why can't I do it? So reaching down, you try to get some of your sliming appendage around the rope, and reaching around, you cut it. Now this casts it to a 1d6 as far as your success. Let's fucking go with 6!
What?
So,
Oh my god.
so it was, you still had about at least 40 to 50% distance to cover as you saw him scrambling. You thought maybe if you started sprinting, you maybe could have made it across with some time to spare. But, again, you take out your knife and you're just like, this is going to be the fastest way. Cutting it, and then you feel weightless as you grab on with both hands, as you swing. And as you're climbing up, you're like, he's got to be getting ahead of me. He's got to be getting ahead of me. Just then next to you, you see him go, bam, like this, up against the rock. And you look down, you're like, dang, he did it too? And as you're watching...
I want to cut his rope. What dastardly... I'm going to do it, dude. I'm going to cut his rope.
I would like to mold myself into the rock face.
So, if you want to do it, then you can go ahead and do it. You haven't rolled the dice this turn for an extra dice roll, have you?
No.
So, his was to cut his rope.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to put me first. 2. Whatever.
On a 2.
My
You slash
character
at
was
it,
on
the rope takes the hit, and the rope, a bit of the twine comes off of the outside as it starts to fray. But
my character
think
was so
about
totally
your
did that.
body and the way that you could climb a rope if you didn't have arms.
Yeah, I got the little nubs.
I mean, just put like the rope inside your body and
just go.
and just like move your body up the rope. Like you don't need
stick
arms.
the reed whistle out to play a lullaby as I'm going up.
Nice. So he rolled to cut his rope, so that's going to be next turn. But because of your 5 on his 4, you are still going to get ahead of this obstacle ahead of him. And so as you shoot up the rope, you're like, oh damn, he's like coming up this thing. You pull yourself up over like this, but before you, even in the act of doing that, he's already blobbed up and over the edge like this. And all of a sudden, his eyes and facial features appear in the front, and he's just like, And you're like, damn, he's good at that. Rolling forward, he almost becomes a ball, rolling a little down the hilly forest side in front of you, right at a spot where there's a box. And as soon as he taps it, it opens up. You hear a dee-la-dee. Yeah, we'll
This
say
tastes
that
good.
that item is it is a set of tiny fairy wings in a jar.
Ooh. How about this? You can have this or what's in the backpack. I don't even know what's in the backpack.
It's
It
true.
could be
He
a
hasn't-
bottle of fairy in.
He hasn't opened the backpack yet.
You've earned those so far. You can have them. We'll see.
Getting
We'll
close
see
to
who the
getting
the
close.
real winner is.
Getting close to the end.
I'll
Getting
put
close to the end.
The fairy wings in the backpack too.
Can I attempt to use pickpocket on him?
It would have to be your next turn's action.
Also, can I have the backpack in my jelly?
I'm gonna steal from the jelly on
It would be just kind of trying to punch into it to take something
You'd be
out.
caught jelly-handed.
him. I can do it so easily you wouldn't even notice.
He's like, jelly-handed. Oh, that's just another Wednesday night for me, bro.
Oh my god.
So now the turns reset. Everyone who got loot, right? Everyone who did you guys both get loot?
What did I roll even?
I was pretty sure you guys all rolled high
I got the
numbers.
poppies, right?
Okay, yes, you
That
got
was
loot.
that
You got loot. You got loot.
Yes. I got the glass. The glass.
And so how many
Yeah.
loots has everyone? How many loots have you gotten? 2 loots. You guys have each.
Yeah.
There should have been two,
Yeah,
2,
two.
and 2. So there's now
I got
one
2.
more loot to get because it's a 3 loot run. So now this will be the roll to see how quickly you can get the last loot. And we'll say the obstacle is very similar for all for the 3 groups of you. As you come around to a bit of what looks like a clearing, it is literally just what looks like a huge mirror, right? As you go to walk out over the glade in front of it, it's not just one reflection of you, right? It all suddenly becomes like all the way down either direction as far as you can see. Just you. As you walk up to it, and as you strafe to the side, they all lean and strafe to the side, and they all do the same thing, all the way down this way and all the way down that way. It's almost surreal for a moment. As you turn, they all turn in the other direction, right? You turn back. So, but as you reach forward finally and go to touch it, it almost ripples, as if it's not really made of glass at all. You go to say something, but all of them say in unison, pick one of us. So it will come down to a dice roll of you, how quickly you can select the right one from this strange illusional display in front of you. Everybody roll a d6. That is a 4. That is a 3. That is a 6.
Hey-oh.
Take your dice.
Yeah.
6, 4, 3, and a 4. Nice. Stevie Mill. A 4. Wow. So he's like one behind.
3, 4.
On the 6, you stride forward confidently, right? And as you go to say something, they all say, pick one of us. You shrug as they all shrug, and you say, I am all of us. And they say, I am all of us in unison as they all condense down into one, your reflection. Stepping into it, you walk cleanly through. And now on the other side, there's a bit of a shimmering pool with a what looks like a we'll say it's a tall merfolk fellow, right? Magically kind of floating above the lip of the water, right? You walk up to him and says, "Well, for the first one to get here, I must give you the greatest prize of them all." So waving his hand, you get a rave point for getting through it first and for solving the riddle effortlessly, and he'll also give you the regular prize, which we'll call it the 1 mirror shard.
Cool.
So, wow, everyone else got 4s. Oh, everyone else got 4s. So, we'll take it down to these 2 because they're in contention, right? Well, actually, we'll do that one last.
You got a
Because
3.
I know, but you guys are kind of neck and neck and kind
Yeah.
of fighting each other. So, on your 4, again, as you walk up to them, they say, pick one of us. But again, because you can't see, you can sense there's something magical in front of you. But as soon as you went to say something, it said, pick one of us. you again kind of shrug and you go, it makes you wonder if you could pick yourself out from a crowd. If it was a copy of you running around, would you know that it'd be a copy of you, or would you think it'd be a copy of some other Birdman? Meaning that would you be able to pick up your own unique scent if you went to look for it? Roll these six as you contemplate the trivialities of the singular essence of the soul.
Can I roll a D8 and use blind sense?
Yes, it is a blind sense. A 2. Well, you kind of shrug again and you're like, I don't know. I feel like any one of us should be just fine. And they all say in unison, it can't be just one of us. It has to be the one of us. Mm. And as the two of you, again, you walk up to the same similar situation, you don't see any of his reflections. You only see your own, and vice versa. As you hop up and down and you, take a form of a hand with a peace sign, they all do the same thing, right? And as you, spin around and do, a roux pose like this, they all do the same thing, right? You're you go to say, Pollo, but they all say, pick one of us.
Do they all start playing the reed whistle with me?
Yeah, do you want to use this turn's action to do your tune skill? Or I thought you were going to, if you're not planning anything,
I try to get all the mirror versions of me to play a lullaby.
Okay, nice.
By attempting to play one myself.
Tune it up.
3.
On a 3, as they start sort of blowing out their they all do it in unison too, causing this huge stereo effect that booms in every direction, as literally infinite amounts of them all start playing that ditty little toot at the same time, and it all echoes just a second after the last one as it goes down. So it's it's all just a cacophony of sound drowning out away from you in waves as you cast it.
That's pretty cool.
Cover your ears. I go to play not even tune, just the loudest note I can play with the reed.
That was your turn roll, and because he got a 4, I'm gonna say, as you walked up and you didn't say anything after a while, you continued to not talk, as you were kind of flexing your body, looking around, not saying anything. You go to open your mouth as if to say something, but then you don't, so nothing happens, right? And all of them do it in unison all the way down, right? You finally then turn around like you're just going to innocently walk away and spring and just dive towards the first one you see in front of you, right?
Yeah.
You smack right in front of it and land, stunned. You see stars for a second.
Yeah.
You will let out a holy shit, and they all go, pick one of us.
Pick one.
Well, on a 4, you did get a little more information, because as you landed, you looked for a second and you felt a little bit of blood trickling down your forehead, right? Mm-hmm. As you look up, none of them have any blood, but there's a bit of a cracked little section in front of the mirror over here on this side. That wasn't where you hit it, but it's cracked over there.
Can I investigate it?
This will be the last, because you guys hit a 3 and a 4, it will come down to, did you guys both get loot?
Yeah.
Okay. So it will come down to, because it was a 3 on a 4, and because you guys were so closely heated all the way up to the end, it's going to come down to one more dice roll then between you guys.
Let's go.
They tied 5s.
Oh, wow.
So as you guys stop for each other and almost sort of lock up into each other in a bit of a grapple, right? And you have to kind of lean down to grapple, and your form is blobbing up to grab him.
Can I pickpocket him?
Something strange happens in the mirror of reflections. All of a sudden, it's this strange battling landscape out in front of you with fire-scorched and smoked ruins, as what looks like all these infinite versions of Sprinkles are fighting all these infinite versions of Slippies.
Oh my gosh.
It's playing out in this megaversal scene in front of you as all the mirrors are in this strange mental battlescape amongst themselves, all conducting these infinite types of fights against each other. Roll again.
I hope the cool stuff.
Let's go! He took it with a 2!
Oh, man.
Wow. Can't win them all.
As you twist him around, right, and you go to push him away, backing yourself up towards the reflections, you're like, this is so easy. You made it too simple for me, Slippy. I'm not gonna slip this time. But as you go to kick him away, you slip. Realizing it's not gonna matter.
Never catch Slippy looking sloppy.
Realizing it wasn't going to matter because you were going to slip back into the mirror anyways, you fall backwards only to slam against the ground as you kicked him right into the mirrored reflection. As you pass through it, you're back first, uninhibited. Coming out the other side, there's a, that's very similar kind of a lake with this strange floating merman, water sprouting out all around him coming out. He looks at you and goes, "Huh, you made it in before that Khajiit."
Barely.
Says, I'll bestow upon you a boon from your ancestors, right? So as he waves his hand, you get another skill.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll call it hurt.
Hurt?
Yeah. And we'll say that it's 3 MP, and it's a 1d8. It only works on like organic or living beings, but it literally just causes cuts and damage to appear on their body.
Alright.
The hurt spell. So, bestowing upon you that gift, he sort of shimmers and disappears, right? So you're gonna be the last one through. You're still gonna get something, but
I'll take my healing herb.
so
Wait, I don't think I made it through.
yeah, you didn't.
Yeah,
you didn't. So you actually have one more. Did you roll a 4 or a 3?
I rolled a 2 on a
Oh.
D8 for my.
Oh, that's
blind
right. You
sense.
rolled a 2. That's why. So it's the two of you again that have to try to work your way through for the last turn.
Scratch him.
I'm gonna scratch the mirror. Can I do that? Can I try using dual stab?
Yeah, sure.
Dude, I'm gonna use dual stab, which is 2d6.
Nice, and you can use a skill
It's
too
like
if
a
you want to for
scroll.
this one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do blind sense again.
Okay.
I gotta subtract 4 MP now.
Let me get one of these dice back.
Oh, wait. No, there's no MP card.
2 2s, but you know what? It's going to be fitting for the last turn as you, in frustration and panic, draw both daggers and go to stab them, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as you do, in that flickering instant, you catch the multiversal glimpse of millions of you dying in all sorts of desperate situations. So you do, the whole thing cracks, running up and down and outside of the walls of it. So the whole thing shatters, and the whole thing, as far down in each direction as you can see, breaks, crumbles, and shatters in a huge sprinkling sound. Sprinkles. With the dust from it sweeping out in every direction. As you bring the whole thing down, you hear that voice echoing in your head again, and it says, "Would you defeat every yourself to win?"
Yes.
Stepping forward, that merman guy was sort of sinking halfway down into the water, right? He stops and goes, oh, you made it.
Welcome back.
He says, hang on. He says, hang on. Patting himself down, looking for an item, right? He's sort of going,
Give me a skill.
He says, a skill? He says, for showing up what amounts to last?
You know, it ain't gotta be a good one. It could be something interesting.
Oh, well, you want me to give you a skill that's something bad?
No, well, maybe
No.
bad to other people.
Well, I mean, it would have to be bad to you if I'm giving it to you.
Well, I mean, that doesn't make sense. I don't want that.
He says, all right.
Or maybe something really just random. Just like once a day, D20, hit the 20 for something.
You know what? As suddenly a shaft of light seems to trickle down over him from the canopy overhead, as he looks up for a moment as if receiving updated information. He looks over at you and says, okay, why don't you go ahead and I'll give you, we'll give you a skill that you have to roll a 1d20 for, and you have to hit the 20, and we'll call it take a knee.
Take a knee. What does it do?
If you flip the 20 on it and it's a once a day, you get the skill Pray.
Okay. Let's have
Roll them dice in.
Can I use it right now?
You do have the skill now. You can use it once per day.
Get those dice. What if I hit it right now?
An 11.
Oh, dear.
More than halfway there.
You do not hit it right now. Okay, so, and you you hadn't rolled yours yet.
Yep.
You're blind.
But as you hit a 5, which definitely you got there the turn before he did. As this time you go to walk along the side of it, right, brushing your hand up against it, because it feels like that quicksilvery liquid metal as you're running your hands through it, right? And again, you don't really know what it is, or even you wouldn't even be able to see the fact that your other reflections are walking in the opposite directions with their hands outstretched, giving you the spirit fingers the whole time while you're doing it. Right, bro. And you don't even know. You're just walking along like this, and all the infinite versions of you are walking in this other direction, just like. You then stop for a moment, and you're like, huh, did I just think that? Did your character think that? Or who else had that thought? You're like, lots of versions of me. It's like, well, but there's only one me. It's like, there could ever only be one me, right? Mm-hmm. And as you feel that sensation of the liquid metal disappear from your hands, and you feel the magic suddenly all around you in front of you in that wall gone, did it disappear? Or did some unlocking of your awakening somehow cause it to vanish?
Probably caused it to vanish.
So as you take a couple tentative steps forward, nothing seems to be in your way. Though you do smell, a bit of spring water, and you hear splashing, and you hear a high voice come up from overhead, gurgling with gills and with water, saying, "Yes, you have discovered the truth. You don't need to have eyes to see that it is the power of the one that by yourself or with your adventures will mean the difference between everything. So believe in yourself and believe in the power of the things that you can do. So he'll give you a magic item. He will give you a panacea.
A what now?
A panacea.
Spell.
Oh, a PANACEA.
Cool.
Nice. He says, this fantastic item, when eaten, will cure any and all disease, any status, any affliction, any curse, any wanderings of the mind, or in anyone that uses it and eats it as an item.
Sick. Got a cure-all berry.
Yeah,
Nice.
and he wishes, and he again, you guess you wouldn't be able to tell, but he floats up into the air and kind of shimmers away into dust. And there's, the four of you guys were all kind of standing around that pool. At the end of that turn, all of a sudden that water recedes and fades away, and then you find yourself, standing back in that surreal sort of heavenly scape with Stevie Mill standing there. He's holding up what looks like a scepter, right? And he's got what looks like a jester's cap on, right? And he's like, I found some pretty good loot. I'm just saying. You guys find some good loot?
I did.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out right about now. As I go look in the backpack.
Oh, as you pull open that backpack, it seemed to have some items of some traveler that had wandered through and dropped it. So it does have a coil of metal rope, that thin metal wire rope, called wire rope. It also has what looks like some kind of strange harness. It's actually called the CF harness. You also find a small little hammer, a couple of stakes, metal stakes that you use to plant into something, and then you also find, we'll say, was... Okay, we'll say you find a small little gray book. Like it's a little thick little book. Like you flip through it, and it looks like it has some kind of a journal in it. Nice. And as you know, as Stevie Mills, says, I know that wasn't the normal kind of night game that we run. That was a little that was something a little more intense. But I'll give everyone 1d6 character experience.
Shoot. I took on my blue.
3 character experience.
What is that?
5.
Nice.
I have 68, so I hope I get a 1.
3.
I had 66 and I got a 3.
Let's
nice.
go. Nice. Nice. So it is right about time, 11 o'clock. So we really, really appreciate everyone who sat in, watched us roll some dice,
Yeah.
beat the battle board, did some night games, had a super good time. So we hope you guys did too. So thank you. And for those of you who are in the in the campaign of the brewery, we're on for Sunday, right? 2 o'clock. Main quest. Oh, that's the main quest. Fantastic. So hope you guys show up for that, and we will see you. Oh, so it says welcome back.
Hey.
Yes, we will see you Sunday. Thank you.
Sunday at the brewery, 2 to 7, D&D, be there!
Bro, let's go.
You gotta hype it up. You gotta use the voices.
Voices.
Sunday.
Nice.
All right, we're taking no prisoners, rolling dice on Sunday. You guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.